Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MTGCardMarket Wednesday Night Modern. I'm Matthew Cartier, joined in the booth by Dan Dwan. Hoping to see some good Modern tonight.
Yeah, it should be a lot of good fun. We're coming off of a weekend with a couple of Modern results, so we'll see if any players here have adapted for that.
Yeah, I mean, and also speaking of Modern results, you did pretty well this weekend. Your team finished 11th?
Yeah, 11th. Yeah, it was okay.
Hey, 11th at a team constructed event is nothing to sneer at. That's a pretty amazing finish.
Yeah, we went unreasonably well on day one.
Sure. Yeah. Day two was more reasonable.
Day two not so hot, but enough at the end that we managed to salvage it.
Fair enough. Yeah, get that one last win.
But yeah, it sounds like we have not yet started. Oh, and I take that back. Looks like we have started.
Yeah, so we'll get the timer going here. On the left, stream regular Vincent Adinolfi, and on the right we have Matthew Stafford, also actually fairly regular player on the stream and certainly a regular at the shop. Matthew is playing Revolt Zoo, and Vincent is playing Jeskai Control, although a little bit different than the build that he piloted as your teammate this weekend.
Oh, what is different?
More Electrolyze, more Lightning Helix, and no Spreading Seas.
Ah, so more cards that don't really do anything.
I mean, honestly, against this deck, those cards are amazing.
Yes, they are going to be much better than Spreading Seas in this matchup.
Yeah, although to be fair, there is like a non-zero chance you can sort of screw them if they get on like a land light draw, but it feels really bad when, like, it feels much better to remend a Bushwhacker than to have, like, Spreading seized one of their lands and they still just, like, Burning Tree the shit out of you.
Right. Well, in this matchup, the one card I want more than anything else, Spell Snare.
Yep, Spell Snare is really good at countering everything except the Bushwhacker.
Right.
When they go to chain the burning trees, you're like, cool, stop right there.
Or you let them play one burning tree and catch the second one.
Yeah, no, it's... Well, then they can still play a Bushwhacker, though. So if they start on Herbalists, if they were to go Herbalists, fine. Burning Tree, snare it. And now they just have 2 green mana, and it's like, nice deck.
Although it might be... It probably is just better just to stop the chain from even starting.
Yeah,
So
I don't like taking chances with that because you could
Yeah.
just end up losing. Also, like Simian Spirit Guide shenanigans, the deck has been known to play those. So.
Oh, for sure. Looks like we're waiting on starting here. We saw Matt Stafford crack a fetch and then crack the fetch and return it to hand.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not sure that there's a card that does that. Probably just they're waiting for the announcements and whatnot. But yeah, this weekend we actually finally had Modern being played, and there is a lot of Modern coming up.
I mean, we have a Modern GP and a GP Vegas coming up.
Hype. There's an Open this weekend that's Modern.
Right. Baltimore is this week. SG Baltimore is this weekend, followed by Charlotte in 2 weeks' time. Vegas is in 3 weeks, and then we have the Invitational, and then the new season is largely Modern.
Yeah, we start with a Standard, and then Team Constructed, and then Syracuse, Richmond, Louisville, 1 week, one offer Standard, and then Charlotte, Cincinnati. There's a lot of Modern that SCG has sort of jumped into, and we talked about it a little bit last week, but it seems like they're pretty committed to making this to being the premier sort of Modern provider. So we'll see here. Turn 1, Matt Stafford will crack a fetch, fall to 17, get a stomping ground here, and
any number of 1-drops here. Card Ape.
It'll be Experiment 1.
Okay.
I mean, Experiment 1 is very alright. I
I
think you'd rather it be like a Goblin Guide in this matchup, for example.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so Vincent, not going to even bother representing anything. Full shields down. Let's see how much work Matt can do here.
Yeah, not shocking there. Maybe he doesn't want to path this Experiment 1. Maybe he just doesn't have a path. But regardless, even just fetch land there, you're
I think if you have a path in hand, you
hold it up.
You certainly should.
I agree. Yeah, so Matt will go to 14. It's obviously very early to be talking about this, but it is not irrelevant that Matt is doing so much damage to himself with his lands. Vincent's deck does have a hard time closing the game, and this makes it a little bit easier. So we'll see double Hidden Herbalists, and a trigger on the Experiment 1 and an attack. So unfortunately, and this is the problem, is we do see that Matt has the Bushwhacker in hand. The problem is that it just doesn't, you can't play the Bushwhacker off of a Herbalists.
Right. I mean, he did put 4 power into play, which is not the worst.
Sure.
I think Vincent's going to play around any shenanigans, get rid of this Experiment 1 right now.
Yeah, and that'll put him back up to 21, and against Matt's deck, he's really, this is quite good at sort of grinding the, Lightning Helix to life actually matters in this matchup.
Right.
Here's an attack for 4, though.
Yeah, it looks like...
And we're going to Gore Clan here, so that'll be a total of 8.
Yeah, so Matt's just going to go ahead and cash his Gore Clan as effectively a Boros Charm.
Seems fine. We see Vincent has a Bolt in hand. He'll play a Colonnade tapped and pass. This is, honestly, I think that the speed with which Matt has come out of the gate is not necessarily fast enough to beat Vincent, although he does have the ability to Bolt Bushwhacker here.
Right, and... Matt was going to play the forest, then realized he doesn't have a second source of red, so he's going to have to fetch it anyways, and go ahead and do so. Matt's going to fall to 11 from this 3rd fetch shock, and this Bushwhacker is going to represent 4 power at instant speed.
At instant speed.
At
haste. With haste.
At haste speed, excuse me. Yeah.
So, Matt'll Bolt here. Vincent will fall to 10. If this whole swing gets through, the Bushwhacker does, and that connects. The Bushwhacker this will put Vincent to 2, for a total of 8 damage. But we'll have to see what Vincent has to sort of protect against this.
Yeah, so Vincent hopefully has a Bolt.
I think he has a Bolt.
Here.
Yeah, so he'll Bolt one of the Herbalists, and he'll path the other one, and that's this is, if Vincent can find one more piece of removal, he's effectively stabilized because Matt is, he's not at a low enough life where Matt can realistically burn him out.
Yeah, notably also, Matt chose to not search, which, I mean, he's got the only forest in hand. This.
Oh, okay. So now Vincent back up to 11 with the Snap Helix. Really sort of, yeah, like, and see now Matt with an Atarka's Command, and that just, like, doesn't do what you want it to do here. You don't have any creatures for it to buff, and the 3 damage is nice, but it's not going to kill Vincent. He's at 11.
Right. This is one of the matchups that Vincent wants to play against the most.
Yeah.
He ended up with a, removal heavy hand, and is playing against a deck where that's really all you want.
Yeah, you just want to just kill all their dudes. Ooh, and you never want to see that. Matt will hardcast a Simian Spirit Guide and throw the turn back. Vincent will untap and draw.
The corner has been truly turned in, short of some weird nonsense happening. Matt's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Vincent also has the ability, if he wants to, he's just going to attack for 4 here.
Right. Well, his life total is so high, he doesn't really have anything to fear.
Yeah, and one of the things that Vincent could do, if he wanted to try to grind the game a little bit more, is he could tech edge Matt off of red. As we see, Matt does have double Atarka's Command, so that's 6 damage, Vince to 5. Vincent will block with a Snapcaster here. He'll force the Atarka's Command from Matt.
Right. I mean, and Matt's allowing this.
I don't like.
I don't like this at all.
Yeah, I 100% agree. You don't have another creature in play. Like, I get you can try to burn out with Atarka's Commands, but
you still can. You just deal 3 damage.
Yeah, you just deal 3 damage and anthem your team.
Yeah. I mean, the prevent life is just never going to be relevant.
Right.
And even if it is, you have a backup one in hand.
Yeah, I mean, we see Vincent does have a bolt in hand here, so, but this could lead to, if Vincent, again, he does have the option of, and we're going to see it here. He'll double Tech Edge. So Tech Edge, hold priority Tech Edge, is a good way to put your opponent from 4 lands to 2 in a hurry.
Yeah, and Vincent could have actually taken a much more aggressive stance here.
Yeah.
And gone for lethal. But I think he feels comfortable enough that his only way of losing is if Matt chains together a massive turn. And if you tech edge him off of this, he's gonna have a lot of trouble.
I don't think there are okay. So Matt immediately draws another red source. That's that happens, but it's not a land, and they're both at 5. So Vincent has a land. Looks like he'll fetch down to 4. So Vincent can't actually kill him this turn. But I don't think there's any card that off the top of Matt's deck will deal 4 because I don't believe that he plays Boros Charm.
Boros Charm a little bit clunky if you're so creature heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, this attack here. Matt will go to 1, so he needs a miracle. He draws a land. And he'll pass back. I mean, Vincent with the bolt too, just you're just dead. I think I would just bolt him because you have other things in your hand. Yeah, that's going to do it. Yeah, Matt shows the land that he drew. And quick game 1 there. Revolt Zoo running out of steam a little bit short. Notably, Vincent ends the game on 4 life. Did gain 6.
Yes.
Did gain 6 life that game. So we'll look at the sideboards here.
The Helix a pretty good draw, especially when you're...
Snap it back.
Right.
Yeah, the first Helix is nice. Vince immediately got hit for another 4 after it. But the Snap Helix to kill the Bushwhacker after the 2/1 mana removal spells was just backbreaking.
Pretty backbreaking, yeah. And again, the problem with on Matt's side is you're kind of an all-in combo deck.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at Matt's sideboard, and he's considering Rest in Peace and stuff.
He was considering Rest in Peace and Thalia, I think, are the 2 choices here.
I mean, I like the Thalia. I like the Rest in Peace a lot less.
I think so. Yeah, and this I think is actually sort of a trap. If Vincent were playing Nahiri, I would absolutely, I wouldn't hate the Rest in Peace because if you trap them with the Emrakul in hand, it completely shuts that off.
I think.
I think it's better against Nahiri than it is against non-Nahiri.
No, even if Vincent's on Nahiri, Rest in Peace isn't doing anything. I mean, let's not forget, Nahiri can just exile the Rest in Peace as well.
That's fair. Yeah, actually, I forgot. Okay.
I can't think of any iteration of Jeskai where I want Rest in Peace.
I think people get baited into it because they think that Snapcaster's so good, but it's like, the thing is, Rest in Peace isn't a creature, so it can't attack.
Right.
If Rest in Peace were a creature, if Rest in Peace were a 2/2. with that text on it.
Then it would die to both, and it'd be pretty bad.
Sure. You'd still probably play it as a bear with upside, right? Maybe not Thalia level upside.
There's a lot of bears in this game. I want more upside than just that.
Fair enough.
Right,
Maybe we're a Containment Priest. That's a card.
Yes, but not in this matchup.
Fair enough. Now do Containment Priest against Nahiri. They can't ult it. You also can't ever attack because they'll exile it, but that's fine.
Right, so doesn't Vincent looks pretty well pre-boarded for this matchup.
I mean, he's only bringing in he's bringing in Wraths, I think. I saw his board before. I'm trying to remember what else he has. He has
yeah, you have the option of cards like Timely Reinforcement are also quite good.
Yeah, I don't think he has Timely though. I think that was a change that he made.
Right.
But yeah, Timely would be good here. Vincent has Anger of the Gods, which is pretty much you just hope they as long as they don't have a Tarkus command mana up, you just anger them. And it's just woo.
Yeah, looks like the hand I saw Matt have seemed fairly reasonable. I'm a little surprised he shipped it back.
How did it have any land?
Yeah, 3 I think.
Yeah, see that's the thing, right? This is sort of the problem with Revolt Zoo is you're really
The thing is that hand was better than a random 6.
Yeah, if you take away the worst card in that hand, it's almost certainly an amazing 6, actually.
Right. So we're really looking for
we're trying to hit some very thin percentages here.
Right, and I don't you're on the play. The hand was fine.
I see. This is I think this is a no-lander. Maybe it's a one. No, I think it's a no-lander. It might be a Stomping Ground. No, I think it's a Stomping Ground. Okay. So this will be fine for Matt. But it is a one-lander, but he's got a lot of 1-drops, so could be worse.
Right, I mean, and you.
Oh, but it's okay. It's not a Stomping Ground.
If it's basic forest, this hand could be 90 or unplayable.
It's unplayable. Okay. You're just gonna have to cast a Narnum Renegade, trigger Experiment 1. This is not great.
Yeah, Vincent's got to be
Vincent's just wow, we did it. I would imagine that Vincent's gonna shock here, though. Maybe if he has enough lands in his hand, he'll shock for this. Yeah, right. Yeah. If you have enough lands, sometimes you get Basic Mountain, but honestly, the number of times I fetch for Basic Mountain in a deck like this is probably it's probably count on one hand numbers.
Yeah.
And yep, simple Lightning Bolt takes down the Experiment 1. The tricky thing with Experiment 1 is just you need to do things to it before it can regenerate, and that's exactly what Vincent does there. He'll play a second land and pass. The thing is this Narnum Renegade is ooh, wow, Matt draws the other worst land.
Yeah, this Temple Garden's not great. I mean, it does allow him to play a 2/2. A
2/2 Nicodle?
It does allow him to play a 2/2 Nicodle. Excuse me, I thought this was an Experiment 1 for a second, and it was not.
No, that is... Yeah, so Vincent's sure.
Yeah, Vincent also has Helix in hand.
Gross. This is when you're playing the control deck, and this is sort of what your opponent is doing. I might even consider, he's just gonna fetch tapped here. You're not under any real pressure. Your opponent is screwed off a color, so you do have to be a little bit wary. Once they unlock that color, maybe you just get wrecked. But in the meantime, you're just playing against mediocre creatures. 2/2, a 1-mana 2/2 that doesn't have haste is A 1-mana 1/2 with Death Touch. Oh, and yeah, we're just gonna see the Helix now.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to shock.
Oh no, Vincent. He did shock. Okay, so he's at 16.
Okay, so he's just treading water there.
Yeah. But still fine. Matt's hand is doing nothing. This is a Thalia though, so hopefully Vince has not Electrolyze as his next removal spell.
I mean, even Electrolyze is fine because you just killed the Narnum Renegade.
Oh, in response to Thalia.
Yeah. There's also one thing you can do in this matchup where you can.
No, he has a leak instead.
You can wait to go to beginning of combat to kill creatures.
Yeah.
That way you can't get Gore Clan, but.
Right.
Wow.
This isn't a Johnny Vengeant. The real question is up or down. And I don't hate up on the Renegade, but I also don't hate down on the Renegade either.
I don't think up on the Renegade is a line you would take. I think your only 2 lines are up on the Temple Garden or down on the Renegade.
Sure. Yeah, and we'll see down on the Renegade. And this will just, gain himself life. And The thing is, if Matt doesn't draw a red source, he's gonna have a hard. Like, he can't answer this.
Yeah, but even if Matt draws a red source, yeah, even if Matt like drew a stomping ground, the worst he could do really is like.
This is just Burning Tree Bushwhacker, though.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, this means that Johnny is gonna go down,
and Vince will take 3. It looks like.
Right, but at the very least, like you got value out of this.
Yeah, you gained like 6 life off of it because they attacked it. Oh, and Vincent just has Supreme Verdict in hand, and the mana to cast it. Okay. And that's just another 2 for 1.
Yeah, like with Verdict in hand, I think I would have been tempted to go up on
Renegade.
No, up on the Temple Garden.
Oh, sure.
Because I really want to untap with it so I can stabilize.
Yeah, I understand. Matt will play. Okay, so Matt finally draws a fetch land. The question is whether it's too late. You know, he's only got 2 cards left, and with Vincent sitting at 15, it's just like, to me, it seems a little unlikely that Matt's going to be able to take him from 15 to 0 without Vincent having some amount of counterplay.
Yeah, at this point, like, Matt loses to everything. Like.
Yeah, I guess you don't beat a lot of stuff from this position.
He can't beat counter magic. He can't beat removal. He can't beat Snapcaster. There's just almost nothing we can beat.
He's only got single red too, so like he can't even cast the bolt and play the guide. I guess that doesn't really matter, but
right. And with single red here, like we're not afraid of a Tarkus Command or a Gore Clan.
Trigger will reveal Lightning Bolt for Vincent.
Okay, let's see if Vincent has anything he'd like to do. Snapcaster would be absurd here.
Snapcaster is just like block and trade. I think this is Electrolyze though.
Yeah, it's Electrolyze mana. All right.
Yeah, so Electrolyze, mow down the Herbalist. Vincent will go to 13 again. Not worried. He has should he find a Colonnade, he has Colonnade activation at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, didn't have a second red source where he could have Electrolyzed and bolted.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Matt draws a land, and at this point, everything is just bricks.
Yeah, there's just nothing good. That like Vincent is at such a high life total with cards in hand that you kind of have to attack because if you don't, how are you ever winning the game?
Cool. He draws Vincent the Colonnade though.
Yeah, and Vincent has a bolt. Vincent might actually not bolt. Play around a Gore Clan, but
why be afraid?
Yeah. Vincent might have had a second piece of removal as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the thing is, like, if Matt Gore Clans and you have to use another piece of removal, you're just 1 for 1-ing.
Yeah, you 2 for 2, and that's fine.
I mean, but, yeah.
Your top decks are far better.
Honestly, not a phrase I ever expected you to say about a Jeskai deck, but in this matchup specifically, I 100% agree.
Yeah, I mean, with Revolt Zoo, like, past turn 3, your draws are very poor.
Sure. Yeah, Matt, assembling a little bit of burn in hand here, has 6 points. Vincent is at 12, so it's going to take a little bit more to get there. And this is just activate Colonnade, attack you. Mm-hmm. And Matt just sort of has to sit there and take it. He'll go to 13 from the hit. And this will be a bolt at Vincent's face. Vincent will go to 9, but again, you're unconcerned. And Matt bricks again with another land. I do like playing it out because you've seen the mana leaks, but I just don't think this is going to matter. We'll attack again with Colonnade flying across for 4. Matt will go to 9. And Colonnade with Vigilance means that Vincent can hold up.
Oh, I very
2
much
mana spells.
dislike
the fetch.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it changes the clock, right?
Not only does it change the clock, you want this. You want to save this for any Revolt enablers in case.
Yeah.
It draws it out.
He has a second fetch above it, but
but I'm also not a fan of playing a second fetch. Mm-hmm. At this point, like, you really need to conceal some information. Vincent might not be interested in attacking if you have like 4 or 5 cards in hand.
Matt draws the rest in peace.
Yeah, which is, just like Vincent does not care.
Sure.
This is completely fine.
Nobody is missing their rest in peace trigger, except for Matt.
Matt kind of forgot it himself, but
I mean, he's not playing Dredge. It's fine.
Yeah.
Attack for 4 with the Colonnade.
And this attack is super safe because Matt very clearly drew the rest in peace that turn. And
right.
Like if you couldn't answer the Colonnade last turn, like you can't do it this turn.
I think Matt loses the game. Yeah, that's gonna do it. He'll extend the hand. Let's see if there's anything out there. Dan is gonna hop out of the booth, but yeah, Jeskai control, getting a pretty easy 2-0 over Revolt Zoo. Sort of like we said before, that is absolutely the best matchup for or not the best, but like one of the best matchups for it to play against. Like sometimes Revolt Zoo can be, pretty overwhelming if it plays out a bunch of creatures very quickly, and then you just sort of die to like a billion burning trees. But like everything else, every other draw that Revolt Zoo has just like isn't scary. And so we see Vincent's board here: Supreme Verdict, Dispel, Anger, double Celestial Purge, and we see that he took out, I think that's a Remand and some number of Cryptics, and that seems completely reasonable to me. Your Remands aren't great when your opponent's like on a deck that's almost mono 1-drops, and the Cryptic commands are just a little bit slow. And stuff like Supreme Verdict is just much better at the 4-drop slot. So yeah, pretty reasonable sideboard there. We did say, we sort of discussed a little bit that we don't like the Rest in Pieces from Matt, because like against Snapcaster alone, they're just not super alive. But then against, but the Thalia is actually like good. I mean, Vincent will probably be able to kill it. It might cost him a little bit of tempo though. And Dan is back. Do we have a match?
We do.
Amazing. Who is our match, and what is the game score?
We've got James Lauerman, who's on Valakut.
Okay.
He's down a game against Alex Farley.
Okay, and what's Alex playing?
I believe he said he's on just like standard junk.
Okay. Abzan versus Valakut.
Yep.
And so is James on Through the Breach or Scapeshift?
I saw the card Valakut. Yeah,
so
unclear at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll get this reset. He's down a game, but I don't know what side he's gonna sit on. Okay. So normally this is not a matchup where like a green-black X deck would be super favored, right? How do you, you're a very experienced green-black X pilot. How do you beat Valakut?
I mean, the goal is you have a little bit of disruption and
Immediate Tarmogoyf?
Turn 2 Goyf is quite important. You really want to establish a very quick clock.
Okay.
Liliana can also get a little bit of value because if you're on the play, you can often get your opponent discarding enough cards where they can't quite hit the critical mass they need.
Sure.
And that can buy you a lot of turns. But, for Abzan, this is very much a race.
Okay. And, it's a race, it's a race that requires some amount of speed, because, like, you don't, like, other than discard, you don't interact with Scapeship particularly well. And here we see Alex doesn't actually have a 1-drop play, so, like, no discard to get into the hand, maybe sort of start breaking things up, so it can, that's a little bit worrisome.
Uh-huh. It looks like James didn't have a search for tomorrow, which, is a little unfortunate. We see,
he's playing, it looks like he's playing the Bring to Light version, so this is not just standard Valakut,
right.
Which actually I think is probably a little bit slower than,
so this version is, certainly more interesting in the decisions you have to make, because, you don't just have, like, 4x Stomping Ground.
Yeah, and you also don't just, like, either play Ramp Spell or,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll see a Sakura Tribe Elder here, everyone's favorite dude.
Mm-hmm.
And Sacrifice the Fetchland here for Alex.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Looks like he's got a Liliana Last Hope in hand, and I didn't really see the rest.
I think I saw Lingering Souls as well.
Okay. Lingering Soul seems a little bit slow to me.
You're
obviously not going to board it out, but it doesn't seem like, when you say you need a quick clock, it doesn't seem like the card that you want.
I mean, it is arguably that, you can argue that this is one of the cards you can board out, because
Sure.
it really just doesn't do much. I mean, two power on turn 3, not really exciting.
Right. This isn't grindy.
Yeah.
Against an older, like maybe like one of the Rug Scapeshift builds, they would have had a hard time killing all the Lingering Souls, but like...
Is that an Advent of the Worm?
I don't know what that card is.
That can't be an Advent of the Worm, right?
Maybe it is an Advent of the Worm, Dan. How would you know?
It
doesn't look like any card that I've seen in a junk deck before.
Right.
Also, James decided not to sacrifice his Sakura Tribe Elder.
Yeah, I mean, he might not have a reason to cash it in yet, and...
I understand, yeah.
You always
fine.
get a free block out of it.
Yeah, and actually the free block can matter if your opponent has a lot of pressure. So... Thinking about his land drop here, it's going to be a Steam Vents. The question is, so he'll play it untapped. He'll go to 14. The thing with Bring to Light is because it is like actually a 4-color deck, you have to be able to cast Bring to Light for 4. You can sometimes do a lot of damage to yourself with your lands, and that's not necessarily like that can be very, very, that can matter a lot in a race.
Yeah, also importantly, you can very often end up with a non-fetch land draw, and you draw your Bring to Light targets, and all of a sudden you've just got nonsense that
Sure.
may or may not be castable.
James is playing the Black Splash, and I believe I saw a Damnation when he was shuffling. There may be some number of Fatal Push. I don't know what else this deck plays though in black. Like one of the things with white is you can like Bring to Light for like Timely if you really need to. Which can buy you a lot of time against certain decks. So the real question is like, what is he? What other targets is he playing, and are any of them black other than like Fatal Push and Damnation? Concealed Courtyard here.
Yeah, and
from Alex. I mean, he needs to make a play, or he's just gonna lose.
Yeah, and while Alex was shuffling, I saw Birds of Paradise as well. So it looks like he's on a Birds of Paradise and a Siege Rhino. So he's certainly on
He's on like Big Abzan.
Yeah, he's on a version that like ramps a little more. Birds of Paradise usually only included as
Noble Hierarch.
As like the 5th or 6th Noble Hierarch.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Lingering Souls. Again, James not really under a lot of pressure with this one.
Has a Valakut in hand as well, so.
Yeah. Thinking about what he wants to do here. He drew a Search. He can suspend that.
Or even just hardcast it, which I don't hate.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you sort of... Okay, so he's going to... Wait, no, Alex, keep your dudes.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
James is not going to trade his Sakura Tribe Elder for a Lingering Souls token. He just wanted to see if he could sneak the point of damage in. That's definitely a card that you're just like, okay,
yeah.
Well, we tried.
So if James hardcast...
Search, next turn he's in Scapeshift range?
Right. Because he has a Valakut in hand, so I like just hardcasting the Search.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to suspend.
Oh, it looks like, okay. So unless we're leaving up mana for something, not a huge fan of this line.
Sure. Yeah, I agree because I mean this to me indicates that he doesn't necessarily have Bring to Light or Scapeshift.
Right, and I don't think he does. But at the same time, you have 5 live draws. You could just win the game next turn.
Yeah, that's the thing with Scapeshift. Sometimes you just do that.
Alright, Alex gonna play Grip Flare, which is a little bit slow.
Again, not on right now. He's got Lingering Souls, 2 lands.
Right.
This does knock James to 12 though, so it is a 3-turn clock on board, and James has to figure out how to deal with that.
Yeah, and if I was Alex, I would just flashback the Lingering Souls.
Flashback Souls, go up to 4 tokens. James will Fatal Push the Grimflare.
Okay, so this...
I think James might have a Bolt in hand, and I kind of like the Bolt a lot more if he does.
Yeah, I would prefer bolting the Grimflare because the Fatal Push...
You can Fatal Push a Tarmogoyf.
Right. This I feel like wasn't worth leaving mana up for.
Sure.
Because if you just hard catch the Search, Bolt and Push are just as good next turn.
Right. Don't suspend that. Oh, okay. Another suspend. Yeah, I don't like these suspends necessarily. I think you just... Yeah, now Alex does have 4 Lingering Souls in play. So again, 3-turn clock.
Right, and it's difficult to gauge these plays without having an idea of what is in James's hand.
Right.
If he has a Snapcaster in hand, I mean, this play seems fine. But if he doesn't, if he's not planning on playing something or at least representing it, not a huge fan of this.
Notably, he's holding up Cryptic Command here.
Oh, okay, and that may be just worth representing.
If he doesn't have it though, like okay, so Alex looks like he's just gonna pass with 4 mana up. Is Advent of the Worm an instant?
It is.
So what you're saying is we might get to see Advent of the Worm.
I can't imagine that's Advent of the Worm.
It looks like that card.
It looks very much like that card.
Alex has the mana to do it.
I mean, this did see some standard play because I mean, Advent was a fine Snapcaster target.
5/5 for 4 is good. It has Flash.
Yeah, and Trample.
I don't know if James just won the game, but he's got another Sakura Tribe Elder. Spoiler alert: he's still dead if Alex has Advent here.
Yeah.
Oh, please have it.
That
Oh!
Is that Advent? That
It's
looks like-
Advent of the Worm! Amazing!
Hey, James.
James is like, oh, I didn't expect to be losing the game.
I'm gonna read that card real quick. So
5/5 with trample. It's real, folks.
yeah. So I mean, Alex James is
Okay.
gonna get hit for 8 here. He also has a
No. He's getting hit for 9.
Well, I mean, you can block with the Sakura Tribal.
It's trample. He's dead unless he has
Well,
something.
9 minus 1 is 8.
Right, and that's exactly what his life total is, right?
Right. So James is gonna get hit for 8, presumably.
He'll probably get hit for 7 if he bolts a Souls token, right?
Yeah. Although that certainly doesn't feel great. Alex also has a Siege Rhino in hand.
Oh, so he's just actual dead.
Yeah.
Block this. Don't sacrifice it. Don't sacrifice it. Okay, yeah, here's the bolt. But yeah, Siege Rhino will be lethal, but wow, dude, Advent of the Worm. Why aren't you playing this in your junk lists?
For a lot of reasons.
Shh, it's fine. Oh,
It
man.
just doesn't seem like this is where you want this deck to be.
Okay, so James is gonna go to 1.
Yeah.
Well, this is how I mean, so the thing is that James has so many lands and had a little bit of disruption and interaction and stuff, but he doesn't have, this is the problem, is he doesn't have actual Bring to Light.
Right. Or
Like-
or just Scape Shift.
Mm-hmm.
He is actually surprisingly playing the because you have 5 targets instead of. Oh, it looks like James might have sacked it and didn't mean to sack it.
I think they're calling a judge to explain what's going on.
Yeah.
So it was bolt, block.
Oh, okay. So, without the knowledge of what is happening, so this board state is actually kind of this. Well, so it's not immediately obvious that Advent of the Worm has trample,
Right.
and James may not have been aware that
Yeah.
it did.
Plus the token is just a black sleeve.
Yeah.
They'll get it sorted out though.
Right, and unless James has counter magic in hand,
The Siege Rhino just gonna
he's just
kill him.
still actually dead.
Dude, Siege Rhino is such a good card.
But we're gonna. I'm gonna go ahead and waltz outside, see if we can
Sure.
find a third match here.
Yeah, this is a lot of magic.
This seems to be
Coming to a close.
Yeah, coming to a close here.
Oh yeah, I think I can hold down a solo. Oh my gosh, it's Siege Rhino. So let's see here. Everyone's favorite standard all-star. It is Siege Rhino. James has no responses. He says, "Darn it," as he hits the table. And yep, that's gonna do it. Junk with Advent of the Worm gets it 2-0. Over Bring to Light. James writes, "This guy," and points it at Alex. I mean, look, Siege Rhino happens. The card's good. It's a real card. It's not. You're not gonna play 4 of them like you would in Standard, but I can see 2. You can play it on turn 3. There's Birds of Paradise. It's great. With a Noble Hierarch, it attacks for so much. Yeah, I don't know. So, bit of a rough go of it for James. He's very clearly just like waiting to draw Bring to Light, but we could try to find out if it's main deck. Honestly, I feel like it might be. Like Alex is shuffling like it is. Yeah, you can't be mad, TX Ranger, in the chat here. You can't be mad if you lose to Advent of the Worm and Siege Rhino. And I would agree with that sentiment. Specifically Advent of the Worm. I think that Siege Rhino is like, are you kidding? Or, sorry, Advent of the Worm is... Sorry, you can't be mad if you lose to Advent of the Worm. You can be like a little tilt if you lose to Siege Rhino. But like still, it's like Siege Rhino is a card. Like there's, I don't know. Okay, so it looks like that Advent of the Worm was sideboarded. Darn. If that had been main deck, I would have been so much more excited. But it wasn't. Yeah, Siege Rhino, very good, very real. Advent of the Worm, maybe not as real. Advent of the Worm, almost certainly not as real in a meta with Fatal Push. Isaac 12022. I don't know if you can show up to this tournament if you come late. I don't think so. Question mark.
What's this?
Yeah.
Sure. You just have like a.
You'll probably. I mean, you could if you'll just have a match lost round 1, and you'd have to talk to the people. So all right, who are we watching?
We're watching Ryan Bogler.
Wagner?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bogner play against Martin Sheeler.
What's the game score?
They're going to game 2 here.
Who won the first one?
Martin did.
I'm not surprised. Martin is playing Tesserator, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Ryan must be playing something that can grind for,
I'm
half
guessing.
an hour.
I'm guessing he's playing Grixis Control. Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So sorry. So how much time do we have in the round?
About 17 minutes.
17. Okay. So our clock was a little fast. We'll make this more accurate. Stop and go.
Cool.
Yeah. So Martin is playing. So I'm guessing Ryan's playing Grixis Control. Martin is on blue, black, Tesserator. It's very difficult for Grixis Control to beat this deck. I don't think Grixis Control beats.
I don't think you can ever beat Thopter Sword.
I think you. I don't even think it's not even that. I think you could have like, if Martin activates Sword 3 times and then you surgical it, I still don't think you can beat the deck.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what version Grixis Control he's playing. Like, he can have Electrolyzes.
It seems less likely. Ooh,
Yeah.
Martin has Defense Grid in his deck.
But Ryan has a Surgical in hand.
That's fine. I mean, look. The thing is that this deck from like Martin's deck doesn't need Thopter Sword. Like that's a very powerful condition, but it also has like just like Tezzeret, and other artifacty ways to kill your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tezzeret activate with a board of a bunch of artifacts is often enough.
Yeah, or just make something a 5/5.
Hit them.
Yeah, hit them a couple times.
Yeah, they can't. Grixis Control doesn't like the multiple 5/5 thing, although it does have Kolaghan's command, so like it is a little bit better set up main deck to battle against Tesserator.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put Martin 19 here for this. Ooh, so this is like an Esper variant. Oh, gotta change this deck name up. Esper Tez.
Yeah,
I wonder what he's splashing for.
Right.
It's not like it makes casting Thopter Foundry easier.
No, it doesn't. But it does give you a more interesting sideboard options.
Sure. He'll play a Dark Slick Shores, and I gotta imagine this is Defense Grid. Oh, it's Pentad Prism.
Mm-hmm.
He might go Pentad Prism into Defense Grid. One of the things that you can do, if you're Ryan, is you can like shatter this with Kolaghan's command if you have it, which I think Ryan might, and then you get a 2-for-1. Your opponent's set back on mana pretty substantially.
Yeah,
I sort of like leading on Defense Grid, honestly.
I mean, it depends on what Martin is trying to do next turn. Like because this is a lot of ramp. He can play 5-drop next turn.
Yeah, I mean, assuming this doesn't happen.
But,
We'll go Shatter Discard.
Yeah, Ryan's having none of this. I mean, Martin can float 2 mana, and
He could cast Whir of Invention for 0 if he wants like a... Ooh, he could cast Whir for 0 Welding Jar, but that doesn't do anything, so...
I mean, that
We'll see a Defense
doesn't
Grid
do
here.
much.
Defense Grid, a pretty hateful card. Most of the time when I see this card, it is in Vintage. When Alejandro decides to play Storm. This is a very good card, because it turns out that Force of Will costing 3 more is a lot.
Yes. Now, it is worth noting that this effect is symmetrical.
Yes, it is. Looks like Ryan will play a Tezzeret here. This is one way that Ryan can sort of pressure Martin out of the game. If Martin doesn't have an answer for this, he can have a very hard time with it. One of the things that Martin's deck does is it does play some number of ensnaring bridges. So that's the thing with Grixis is like you sort of get into this place where you're like, he has a Welding Jar and an ensnaring bridge. I have to like bolt him out of the game ? But like then they just gain life with Thopters and it's bad all around.
And Ryan's probably not thrilled about having to exile the Kolaghan's command, but certainly something that you would want to do.
I think it's worth it to play the
for sure.
Tasigur.
There's also no guarantee that you get the K command back.
Sure. Martin is going to Whir. So that's a Whir for 2?
Yeah, looks like a whirl for 2.
Okay. We'll get a Thopter Foundry. That is not what Ryan wanted to see. I also think that Martin actually has another Whir in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan will target himself with Ancestral Vision, draw 3, then go to draw step and get his 4th card for the turn.
Now, fortuitously for him, he can pay for Defense Grid if he just chooses not to do anything this turn.
Sure. Oh, does he have a Surgical in hand? Is that what you said earlier?
Yeah, he started the game with a Surgical in play. Excuse me. He started the game with a Surgical in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel. Yeah, okay, I see it there. So that'll do a number on you if Martin isn't careful. Mm-hmm. One of the things that you can do though, if you have the mana for it, is you can
So this is actually...
Oh, okay. Oh, if he had flipped a sword, it would have been good.
Yeah, so this is actually super telling. Ryan targeting Martin with the Thought Scour.
Signals it.
Right, because, the argument of, like, hey, I don't want to make my own Tasker garbage is not relevant because you're putting Thought Scour in your graveyard.
Right.
So you're never going to hit something good.
Ryan has
another
Thought Scour. He is tapping out of paying Defense Grid, though.
Yeah.
But the other thing is that the Thought Scours are hard to cast at the end of turn if you're playing against what Martin's doing, because like you do nothing on your turn, then you do like 4 mana Thought Scour on his. That's just like comically bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like Ryan's deciding whether or not how he wants to keep this. Looks like he's going to
double
top.
Yeah. So if he plays a land, he can pay for Surgical, but we're not doing that. We are Thought Scouring. Wow, it's like 3 Thought Scours in a row.
Yeah.
Welding Jar and Ensnaring Bridge might be tempting for Ryan. He also needs to draw from Thought Scour. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Draws another AV. Unfortunately, it doesn't
no
have
blue
blue
mana
source
left
anymore.
Still, he casts 4 spells this turn. Like Storm Count 4.
And it's going to be really tempting to
Surgical the Bridges.
Right, because the bridge is one way that you lose the game. Of course, it's Martin so proactively whirling for the Thopter Foundry kind of suggests he has a Sword of the Meek in hand.
Yeah.
Or a way of getting the sword.
Yeah, and so one of the things actually that I was okay, so we're just going to see the Surgical go for the bridges here.
Yep.
Okay, so we have a Torpor Orb and another Whir in hand, and this means that... So the problem with Surgicaling the sword is that you can't Surgical until they tap out of all their mana, because you do just get wrecked by sacrifice like random artifact
and get back
retrigger the Foundry, which retriggers the sword.
Right, and Martin may well be aware of that interaction.
Yeah.
He's certainly, fairly proficient with this deck. But it is worth noting, you do have to sacrifice a real artifact, to play with that line. But the Pentat Prism is pretty useless right now.
Yeah. And we're going to whir here again for 2. And this is going to be the sword, almost assuredly.
Yeah. So all Martin has to do is just wait until next turn.
And then just go crazy.
And just go crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, so he's gonna do it twice. Wow. So he has no fear. He has no fear of the second Surgical. Or a Snapcaster, for that matter.
No,
Snapcaster now.
And actually, I take back what I said. Yeah. Martin is absolutely correct to go
just
for this
make
line
the Thopters.
Because with the Defense Grid in play, he just has nothing to fear.
Right, that's fair.
This is absolutely the right play.
Yeah. And with these 2 Thopters now, we're going to start chumping Tasker. He does also gain 2 life. He's up to 16. Mm-hmm. And with this synergy assembled, it's very, very difficult for Ryan to win the game.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, is it Staticaster, though?
Staticaster will do, quite a bit of work here, but...
Suspend AV. So the thing with Staticaster is that you can always kill the 1/1 Thopters and you just won't kill the last one. Mm-hmm. Get that one out of the way.
You will, however, still gain a mountain of life.
Yes, it is very difficult for Ryan to actually kill him through this. Martin does need to figure out a way to remove this Staticaster though. River of Tears. The play here. Martin has the ability to just make 6 Thopters.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to play a Torpor Orb.
It shuts down Snapcaster and stuff. He'll pass the turn. I guess he can make the Thopters at instant speed.
Right. And he's encouraged to not just make them now because they'll die.
Sure.
So he should just make them one at a time and then try to block.
Yeah. Engine. Ooh.
So Ryan's draw here of
Engineered Explosives is just a 5-for-1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just going to clean up everything. Well, I mean, the Pentat Prism kind of already did its work.
In response, Martin can make 4 Thopters, but then they just die.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I would just run this EE on 2 out right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when if you crack this, you're also gonna get the Thopter Foundry. So if Martin tries to make anything in response, you just kill all of them.
Oh yeah, no, Martin is not winning the game with this right now.
Yeah.
Bzz. I mean, yeah. So this is gonna happen. Martin's gonna gain another 4 life. He'll go up to 20. Everything will die though. The sword will. Does the sword come back? No, the sword will re-trigger the last time, and then the explosives get it, right? Mm-hmm. That's just a cold 5 for 1. And then static caster you and put you to 16. Yeah. So that I think that if you're Martin here, you might be inclined to scoop this game. You did get 5 for 1. You only have like 7 minutes to complete it. Martin is gonna whir.
The problem is he doesn't have Ensnaring Bridge anymore.
Right, so you can't just lock him out.
Right, but he can get a Thopter Foundry, and then
he only whirred for 1 though. Okay.
Okay, so the Nito name is a static caster, sure, but
also I don't think it matters.
Right.
I might be even inclined to name like, oh, you have Ghost Quarter for Tar Pit, but like, I just don't know how you're like winning the game if you're not whirring into another Foundry, right? I guess you also can't beat Static Caster though, so.
Right. A lot of necessary.
Yeah. So Ryan activates Tar Pit, immediate Ghost Quarter for Martin.
Mm-hmm. Let's not forget Bogner also has an Ancestral coming off of Suspend in 2 turns. He also has activations of Tasigur.
Oh, we missed a big thing from the chat here. Torpor Orb shuts off Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek. Because Sword of the Meek is Torpor Orb is. Oh, that's Jesus. Okay, I'm just bad at typing. We might want to tell Martin about this after the match, or like a judge.
TX Razor, I believe you are correct. I'm gonna go ahead and double check with our floor judge here. But I believe you are correct.
Holy moly. We did not. I was not paying attention. Yes, that's quite. Wow, we're bad at Magic. I'm bad at Magic. Jesus. That's. Okay, so Ryan is going to show him the hand, and there will be a concession there, but. Yeah, that hand had everything in it, but jeez. Wow, I did not even realize that. Okay. Yeah, so for those of you who are just realizing this, so Sword of the Meek triggers whenever a 1/1 creature comes into play under your control, and Torpor Orb says creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger, no matter where those abilities are. Yeah. So it doesn't work. Big non-bow. Hardcore non-bow. My goodness. That is a problem. Alright, so we're going to go to game 3 here. Both players are going to shuffle up. Change the match record. I think I don't know. I mean, as soon as like we tell him that it does that, I'm guessing he'll never have it in his deck again. But until that point, I don't know, guys. Big Mike Wood 5. I don't know if Martin has his list posted anywhere. I would not be. I don't know if he's like done anything at events and stuff with it. So there's a good chance that it's not actually. Martin will start off with a Thoughtseize though. They'll look at a hand of 4 lands, a Tasigur, and a Snapcaster. So Dan, what is the ruling?
TX Ranger is absolutely correct. But they were aware of that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Martin sacked the
orb.
The orb before doing that.
Did he? I feel like the orb sat on the battlefield for a long time.
That was the explanation that was given to me. In any case, it's a little bit too late to.
Obviously, yeah. Martin will go Pentad Prism into Grafdigger's Cage, so shutting off the Snapcaster. And taking the Thought Scour, actually, I really like that here, because knowing you have the cage to shut off the Snapcaster, just, like, seems great.
Yeah, and that also makes the Tasker substantially worse.
Substantially. Martin here has enough to whir for, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can whir for up to like something that costs 3 here.
Yeah, but I think if he's not going to do anything with it, he might as well wait until next turn so he can leave the Pentad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think he needs to. It's just like he could. All right, so here is Collective Brutality.
Pitching
Discard Inventor's Fair. Kill Snapcaster. Look at your hand. Wow, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
He'll get the Cryptic out of there. And he has the ability, if he wants to play some things out. Yeah, he'll play a Thopter Foundry and pass to Ryan. Ryan will go down to 19, sacrificing a fetch land.
Mm-hmm. And I believe Martin had his last card in hand, I think, is an Ensnaring Bridge.
Last card Ensnaring Bridge has been known to stop many an attack. Ryan does get to play the Tasker now, but Martin, I really, knowing that he had Grafdigger's Cage, it was a super heads-up play to just take the Thought Scour, say you're not cycling anything, and then just sort of, this Tassiger is going to be super late now. Like, yeah, obviously he still gets a Tassiger, but a Tassiger on turn 2 is substantially different. Like, Martin would have, been at, with no other way to interact, Martin would have been at, like, 6 life or something.
Yeah, and Ryan taking care to exile the nonsense in the graveyard.
Martin just plays Ensnaring Bridge, though, and is Hellbent. He'll get bolted down to 11.
Mm-hmm.
So this Tassiger's not attacking. Ryan needs to find an out to the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan does have Activate Tasker. Either Bolt or Cryptic Command is fine. The Cryptic can bounce the bridge.
Sure.
The Bolt is, not terrible.
Yeah, he'll hold it up. Martin just plays a land and passes. Ryan will sacrifice another fetch land. Yeah, I mean, if you're Ryan here, like, barring something crazy, you just activate, right?
Yeah, Ryan's almost certainly going to activate. It's a little dicey because Martin has a lot of live draws. Sword of the Meek, you just pretty much lose the game on the spot. Whirl of Invention also, you kind of lose the game.
Flips Thought Scour. I mean, you just give him the Thought Scour.
You give him the Thought Scour. It's the only card that doesn't do anything. And the problem with Thought Scour is
like you can't
play it. If you play it, you're going to get it back.
Right. Static Caster and Surgical in hand right now.
Quite good. Both are quite good.
I mean, the problem here, though, is that Martin has enough mana and enough artifacts that he can play out the sword and just, like, not care about the Surgical.
Right. The Static Caster will prevent any shenanigans from happening.
Yes, but also...
Yeah, Martin's going to have to find a pitting needle for that.
I mean, it's unfortunate for Martin that he discarded the Inventor's Fair to that Collective Brutality, because that could be tutoring the other half of his combo right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just... Okay, so I thought this was not the very savage top deck Thopter, like, Sword of the Meek that I thought it was. That's fine. Activate Tassiger again for Ryan. I mean, you just give him AV.
I'm inclined to give him Bolt.
Sure. Yeah, I don't hate Bolt either. He gives him the AV, though, because this game, I think, will probably actually... Like, this match will end in a draw before the AV comes off.
Sure.
Yeah, game 1 took forever. That was, like, 30 minutes.
30-plus minutes. It's a little surprising that it lasted that long.
I'm surprised that no one conceded.
Presumably, Martin had, like, a relatively early bridge down.
Yeah.
And then
Ryan just wanted to see if he could K-command his way through it.
Right.
Yeah, so the thing is like, Martin has a lot of live draws. Like, Tezzeret would be amazing here. The problem is that he also has a lot of nonsense draws. There are some cards in his deck that just, like, don't do anything here.
Right.
Like, Welling Jar would be great, but, like... Or not great, but, like, acceptable. But I just feel like there's nonsense. Oh. Ooh, the Padim! Padim!
Padim, a reasonable draw
the
here.
Legend!
Bogdan's going to go Thought Scouring, trying to hit a Cryptic in hand,
Yeah. Padim. This card's amazing. His artifacts have hexproof.
Yeah, this is going to do a lot of work. Also, Ryan probably boarded out almost all of his removal.
Yeah.
Just because, it doesn't do a whole lot. Martin's going to give him back a Thought Scour.
It's fine. Yeah, I mean, Padim is really quite good. Like, I mean, he only has an artifact with CMC 3, which might not be enough in, like, Standard, because, Aetherworks Marvel and stuff. But against Grixis Control in Modern, I don't see them, playing, like, Gear Hulks.
No,
Oh,
this is your own.
no, he draws it like an animal. He draws engineered explosives. So, what happens now?
So the engineered explosive is going to do a lot of work. The problem here is, like, what do you set it on?
I mean, you have to get the bridge, right?
Yeah, so
You have to get the bridge and surgical the bridges. He has a surgical, too.
Yes, but the thing is, if you do that...
You just did a sword.
Well, I mean, you do have the static caster in hand.
Yeah, okay, so you're fine. Yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
why not 3?
You kind of have to set it on 3.
Yeah, you just got to get the bridge down. It's the ensnaring bridge is not a fair magic card. Yeah,
What do you mean? It's global.
Oh yeah, yeah. It doesn't.
It does the same thing for both players.
Sure. When your Thopters are 1/1s, you just draw for turn hit while your card pass. Shatterstorm does not care about hexproof. That is correct from the chat here.
That's true. I'm not sure if Ryan's playing any Shadow Storms.
I highly doubt he's playing Shatterstorm. If anything, he's playing Vandal Blast.
I mean, Vandal Blast requires a lot of red. I would.
No, Vandal Blast is not Shatter Spree. Vandal Blast is single red.
Oh, it's the Overload.
Destroy
one.
target
Yeah.
artifact. Overload for 4 and a red. Destroy each artifact. Shattering Spree requires a lot of red. That's red for shatter everything.
Yeah, the only benefit of Shattering Spree, you get around Chalice.
You do get around Chalice. It's quite lovely in that way. If I'm Martin here, I give him the AV or the Thought Scour. Gives him the AV. Says go. Okay, yeah. Or no, so this is main phase Tassiger. So these... Yeah, so suspend this at 4. And do we play out this explosives?
I would not expose it.
Because if Martin has Pithing Needle and you like tap out right now for it, if Martin natural draws Whir or like...
It feels so silly.
It feels quite bad. Martin also has like, it doesn't look it because he's got, 3 lands and a Mox Opal, but he does have the ability to like play a 7 mana spell. Because of the Pentat Prisms. And he can Whir for functionally infinite, so...
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah, because of the Padim, Ryan's lines are like much more narrow. Like K command gets substantially worse. Oh, so Martin's gonna go ahead and
Sacrifice these artifacts
right
to make Thopters just naturally.
Well, the thing is, they have far exceeded their usefulness, right?
That's fair. Martin will draw for his upkeep. He'll draw for turn. This Padim is a house.
The Padim is also going to be a little bit dangerous if you go run around our lands a couple times.
Because you can run out of. You can accidentally. I mean, you do have to get to 4 cards in hand though. And this is clearly not a land. This is a relic. So that's relic is a redraw.
Right.
I wonder what his other card. I think his other card might be another bridge.
It is another bridge.
I think you play that not close, right?
If he plays it, he's going to get completely wrecked.
Why? Oh, by the explosives. Well, the thing is, he's getting wrecked no matter what because he's getting explosive surgical.
Yeah, that's probably the line that Ryan's going to take. I wouldn't run it out because your bridge already has hexproof.
Sure, a hexproof bridge is vulnerable to very few things.
There's very few things that kill one bridge and won't get both of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Martin will say go. Static Caster comes in at the end of the turn here.
So, this is also a little bit awkward because Static Caster has CMC 3.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Static Caster can't shoot the Thopters.
Oh, correct. Correct.
Static Caster's actually pretty garbage here.
You can, however, shoot the Padim and with a bolt, kill it.
Right, that's true.
And then all of a sudden, your game plan is...
Yeah. Padim himself is not an artifact. Where's that March of the Machines when you need it? It is March of the Machines, right?
Make everything's an artifact?
Yeah. It's March of the Machines plus Mycosynth Lattice. That's kill everything. I think? Yeah, that's a thing, right? No one's looked at March of the Machines before.
Ryan's going to set an E on 1.
Okay, each non-creature. Yeah.
So E on 1 currently is going to get Graph Digger and Relic.
It does turn on the...
So Martin, I mean, you're sort of incentivized to crack this Relic.
I think you crack it. I think you just... There's so much stuff in the graveyard.
Yeah, but see, this is a little terrifying in that, like, the Tasker is currently pretty useless.
Yes, but also, like...
And if you crack it now, you're giving Ryan fresh draws.
Sure, yeah, you know, he could flip some rough stuff. But your artifacts have hexproof, and that's kind of important.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also the Graph Digger's cage should be dead as well.
Yeah, he's going to sacrifice the cage to the Foundry.
Sure.
He'll go to 14, make another Thopter. See, this is the thing, is like, these 4 Thopters, as long as they keep their hexproof, it's difficult to see Ryan beating them.
Yeah, I mean, Martin's got Ryan on, like, pretty short clock here.
Yeah, and you know, Izzet Staticaster does not have flying, despite what the arch looks like.
It does not. It, in fact, does very little in this scenario.
Yes, and by very little, we mean actual nothing.
I mean, one thing that is relevant is Ryan's Snapcasters are now alive.
Yeah.
If there was a graveyard.
Right, that's the thing, right? You're losing the cage, but you're also getting the yard, so... I like the Thoughtseize into Tezzeret here from Martin.
Yeah, I concur.
If he starts Tezzeret, I think that's a little bit bold.
Yeah, I mean, because there's no reason to play into something not silly like a Cryptic Command.
Right. Well, Thoughtseize. And the thing is, he's got a nice life cushion from the Thopters.
Mm-hmm. And he can always gain a little bit more life if needed.
Right. I mean, at this point, he'd have to sack the bridge, right?
So it's Snapcaster Surgical Spell Snare.
It's probably... I mean, you know, Value Me says Snapcaster. Yeah, that'll be the pick. This Tezzeret is going to be fierce because he can turn one of the Thopters into a 5/5.
Flyer.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, so this is the thing that we saw last week where Martin just, like, plus the Tezzeret every single turn. And I just don't know how much I like that.
Alright, Martin's instead gonna, plus, find a Needle.
Okay.
And not attack.
This is so... Again, we saw this last week. Okay.
Ooh.
I mean, you mill double... Did you just give him this...
You have to give him the... This is so bad.
I think you just give him the bolt, right?
You have to give him the bolt. The
No.
Snapcaster is the same as giving him a bolt.
Yeah, he's got enough mana that it doesn't matter.
Oh, man. I think Martin...
I think that's a huge misplay. I think that's gonna...
That I don't think... I think the misplay here was cracking the Relic.
Really?
I think that was where the crucial misplay was.
I don't hate cracking the Relic if you're shutting off like the rest of their graveyard.
No, I hate cracking the Relic very much.
Yeah.
Because there's so much bad stuff in the graveyard.
Also, Big Mike Wood points out that an ensnaring bridge means that you can't make 5/5s out of your Thopters.
Sure. Yeah, but Martin certainly should have just attacked with
I think he should have attacked for 4, yeah.
Well, not 4, but I'd send at least like 2.
2?
Yeah.
2 is fine. So here comes the Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, Snapcaster Mage with Izzet Staticaster.
Oh, are we going to kill the Padim?
If
we're
we're
going to
killing
kill
the
the
Padim.
Padim. I mean, no matter what, you're host, right?
We don't even need a Staticaster. We have a K command in hand.
Well, but then that means the K command can't shatter the bridge.
No, just discard a card.
Yeah, but like, how else are you shattering the bridge?
With the... Oh, we only have one Snapcaster.
You can't target the... This has hexproof. Wait. This does not work.
Yeah, I think they realize that.
That is an illegal target. So Ryan needs to see the Snapcaster on board. No, he can't target both of those when the... Like, it's an illegal target when you start targeting, right? Like, you can't do this.
So Ryan's going to have to make the awkward play of, is it Staticaster your Padim?
I mean, it's fine, though, right?
Yeah.
Martin... wow, I think Ryan missed sort of large there. Did he not? I mean, Staticaster down the Thopters.
So the awkward part also is, I mean, Martin can answer the Staticaster with the Needle, but...
Agreed.
Like, we're drawing real thin here.
The Spellskite will get spell snared. What are we naming? They're going to draw here. Okay. So that's going to be it. That's a draw. You know, I don't think Ryan could have killed him, just like with the power that he had on board. But had the game gone on longer, he just needed to static caster the Padim so that the K command could actually take the bridge.
Right, but I mean, I think Ryan certainly had turned the corner here. It wasn't like, you know, extremely obvious that he was, you know, about to win, but I think he was going to being fine shape.
I would maybe disagree with that. If you Pithing Needle the static caster, Martin is live draws to Whir. He has live draws to Sword.
But you didn't have an opportunity to needle the static caster, right? You did get.
He just played the static caster.
Right, but you had nothing to sack.
What do you mean nothing? Sorry, he needled the static caster, right?
Sure, but you have no Thopters left.
Sure, you don't have any Thopters left, but what I'm saying is, like, if that game had gone on for 5 more turns, like, I don't think that Ryan is necessarily favored to win, because he can't beat the bridge if his Kolaghan's command is gone. And I think he's got a real hard time against, you know, just like the Tezzeret is still plussing and you can't do anything about it.
Sure. Although, yeah, it certainly would have been interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those where you wish it's unfortunate that game 1 took 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, certainly a lot of play left in that game. Ryan needed a way to deal with a bridge, but, you know, had an active Tasigur that was, you know, pseudo drawing cards. Martin didn't have much going on, but did have a Tezzeret.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he had a Tezzeret and a bridge and, like, 1 card in hand. I just, like, I'm not... If I'm Martin, that's a fine
but no,
position.
the card in hand was the needle.
Sure. Tezzeret with no cards in hand still means you're drawing 2 cards a turn. You can probably play both of them, and you're looking 5 deep every single turn for a sword. You can play the sword, you can untap, you can find some nonsense artifact to re-trigger should there be a surgical. Like, I think that like...
Yeah, I think in a vacuum, Martin was well ahead then.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, it's sort of come around on this, because I did not... Grixis just has such a hard time beating the bridge, and Ryan missing the static caster killing Padim really... Like, without him, like, I think if he kills the bridge, he wins the game for sure.
Right. The thing that I forgot to take into account was I saw Ryan's original play,
and
just thought, oh, there's no more bridge in play.
Yeah. No.
But that was not the case.
Yeah, no, the bridge was on the field at the end of the game.
With the bridge still alive, it's difficult to, like, draw out of that, because, like, Tassigur's going to be flipping a lot of nonsense.
Yeah, like, you know, he had some very good flips early on when he, like, had a no graveyard and just, like, flipped Snapcaster Bolt, just like, ooh. And I think Martin should have just given him the Bolt there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know, there's the Tasigur, as soon as you start flipping bad cards, you draw bad cards forever.
Right, you're going to be getting a Thought Scour back every
He had exiled 3 Thought Scours. Because he cast 3 of them in 1 turn, and then they got relicked away.
Right.
So, like, those are out of the deck. But, yeah, there are a lot of nonsense
And this
cards.
is an argument for, you know, Martin not cracking the relic.
Yeah.
I mean, you were going to lose the Graph Digger's Cage,
Mm-hmm.
so that means Snapcasters, all of a sudden, you can, like, target anything. But at the same time, if you don't crack the relic, the Tasker activation is pretty mediocre.
I think, though, that, like, if there's a Cryptic in the graveyard, you have to be worried about, like, Snap Cryptic your bridge, right?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so what do we have here?
Give us a moment while we find...
Let's do this one. Vincent and Schultz. Those are both, like, sort of off the map.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so Dan is going to go acquire us a match. I'm going to do some resetting of the overlays here. Which one? I don't know him, but if you think it's good, go for it. You don't want to watch the other? Oh, okay. Also, hey, Dan, can you pull the playmats a little bit towards the wall? All right, so should be getting a second round shortly. Going to reset these overlays. Our table got bumped a little bit. Hopefully Dan can fix that. If you have stuff that you guys would like to see tonight, let us know. We'll do our best to get it on. I sort of have, 30 players in the shop tonight. So actually a pretty big turnout for Wednesday Night Modern. Normally we're hovering around 25, but 5 more is pretty good. So we have a wide variety of decks and whatnot. That's a good point, CWH Smith. That Tezzeret might have been very good. All right, did Dan pull the thing too far? Oh, Dan. Oh, Daniel. All right. Okay, nobody go too crazy. I'm going to go without playing that again. What's he saying? Okay, so sorry about that, folks. I just had to move the playmat a little bit up.
Yeah, so that was actually kind of an interesting line from last game.
Okay.
One thing we didn't notice was that Tezzeret was about to ultimate.
Oh, I mean, yeah, CW8 Smith pointed it out in the chat.
Right, so that was Bogdan was like he had to
Get the
static
Thopters
casters
off?
and
Okay.
Thopters, or he just loses.
Huh. Good
So
point.
with that in mind, like I think he made the only play that he had.
Sure. Okay. So we're gonna have Ryan O'Malley. Presumably he's on what he's always on.
Yes, some variant of Tron, usually
Green, white,
white.
Tron. And then do we know what his opponent is on?
Yes, his Michael Grossman is on Lotus Cobras and some variant of like Naya Ramp.
Naya Snake Ramp. Let's go. Okay.
Yeah, but I know he has Aurelia in his deck, and I know there are Lotus Cobras.
When you say Aurelia,
There's only one,
Aurelia War Leader?
something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
this one.
So I guess
Yeah, you can cast this on turn 3. Seems great.
okay. I believe it. I guess with like fetches and cobras you can, right?
Yeah.
You have a 6-drop turn 3.
Sure.
Landfall. Wait, no, you have a Lotus Cobra.
Just start with Noble Harak.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. If you have another ramp piece, you can cast on turn 3.
Or
Okay,
yeah.
but this is the sort of deck that like loses super hard to Tron unless it goes like immediately off fast, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this is like everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to play like my fun like slightly dirtily ramp deck in Modern." And then you play Tron and you're like, "I'm never playing this deck again in my life."
Tron is just like, hey, ramp deck. I'm also ramp.
Most just incredibly tilt-inducing. Hey, ramp deck, I'm going to, natural draw the Tron pieces that I need. Ryan rolls an 8, pretty decent. Michael rolls a 10, though, so maybe we will get to see this Aurelia sooner. Did he say he specifically had Aurelia, or did you see it before?
Oh, I saw it.
He had it on the battlefield.
Yes.
Woo! Could you
a
tell
tie-
what he was playing against in the
No.
first round? Okay.
But it looks like he won.
It does look like he won, given that he has 3 match points. So here we go. Both players going to look at 7 cards.
Yeah, and Aurelia the War Leader, a card that was somewhat hyped in Gate Crash, but never
was good.
Yeah, it's a little bit too expensive.
It's also a 6 mana 3/4. Like I get that the effect is extremely powerful, but I don't know. That's a Birds of Paradise. Ooh, is that like a?
That is the ideal start.
Yes. Is that Birds like a specific special edition, or is that just a regular old Birds?
That I think is just a regular old Birds.
Okay, so Ryan will start on a star and pass off of a tower. Draw here. All right, let's see if Michael's got some crazy 3-drop. Ooh, CW8 Smith. One time I saw a Tron deck drop Oath of Nissa into Nicol Bolas. Yeah. Yeah, you can cast Nicol Bolas off 3 lands. Kill him.
No. Nicol Bolas requires a lot of colors.
Oath of Nissa, you can spend mana of any
Oh,
color to
God.
cast planeswalkers you
Oh,
control.
God.
Woo! What up, Dan?
Disgusting.
Alright, Michael thinking about what his turn 2 play here is. He'll tap 2 lands. Oh, it's...
Has a Lotus Cobra.
Fetch land?
Has a fetch land.
Fetch land, trigger.
That's 1 mana.
Another birds. Yikes.
Oh, man.
We are going to make so much mana. The question is, does he have payoff?
So next turn, if he has another fetch land, that's 3, 6, 7, 8 mana.
Dude, he's out-trotting the Tron deck.
He can play Ugin next turn.
He doesn't have an Ugin. Ryan has an Ugin in hand, though. He'll start by cracking this, presumably for green. Draw a card. Draws a Karn. So Ryan is like a Tron land away from casting like everything in his hand.
Yeah, but I don't think he has it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the third piece. Draw a step. Oh wait, he might have to discard here. No, he doesn't. He played a land. It's fine.
Yeah.
Draw a step.
I think that's a Noble Hierarch.
I think it might be another Sneck.
That doesn't look like a card I recognize, which makes me excited.
I know. I'm excited too. All right, we're gonna crack a land. Let's make some mana. This is crazy. This land is like a soul land because it Lotus Cobra. See if he gets a shock. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a shock. All right.
Yeah. So
No whammies.
access to 5 mana here.
That's a lot. Oh, it's not a shock. Well, I whammied. I guess it's only a click away. All right. Huh.
What can we do on 5? Thragtusk?
Snack. I don't know. But well, wait, no. He has 6. He's got 1 floating from the Cobra. Oh, wait, no, that's wrong. I can't do math. 4, 5. Oh, Thundermaw Hellkite.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is that's 7.
This is a 3-turn clock. Pressure the Tron deck. I don't think Ryan has effects. We'll pull up Thundermaw Hellkite. Not the most popular now, but was quite popular at one time.
Oh man. So
how does Ryan ever win?
I mean, he hardcasts an O-Stone and prays.
That he survives? I don't think he lives. I think they race the O-Stone, right?
They do currently race the O-Stone, so Ryan's gonna need some help.
He'll just draw the Tron line, play Ugin -5. Yeah, for those of you who can't see it right now, there's a Thundermaw Hellkite at the top of the screen. It's tapped and needs to be untapped. Michael's like, oh, what is my hand? My hand doesn't matter. I have a Lotus Cobra and a Thundermaw Hellkite. Lotus Cobra being a 2/1, somewhat relevant. Noble Hierarch here.
Noble.
I mean,
Okay.
so it doesn't change the damage at all.
This doesn't change the damage.
I'd be inclined maybe, I mean, I guess like you're... No. Oh, okay, so we're just going to surf for 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ryan has to go, like, I guess he can draw Path to get out of this.
No, he has no color sources.
He has no color sources.
He has to draw exactly the Tron piece.
He has to draw a power plant or lose.
He can also... No, map is not good. Right, because...
Yeah, map
doesn't do anything.
Map for AJ, yeah. He's like, he flicks it, it's a turn late.
A map last turn would have been absurd.
Map last turn would have been Ugin wipe your whole board, we're not having fun anymore.
Yeah, or just hardcast the Ulamog.
Sure. Yeah, quite good. So game over?
Yeah, I think we're done here. Yeah, it looks like we are done.
Amazing! The power of Lotus Cobra Michael plays a 5-drop on turn 3. It's a Thundermaw Hellkite, and he just beats the crap out of him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Michael didn't really do much that game except ramp and play Thundermaw, and that just was good enough.
I mean, against a Tron deck who just like barely ran out of tutors.
Yeah,
good.
so that was a very risky hand from Ryan. He had 2 Tron pieces
And a Cycler.
And no color sources. That might have been a mulligan.
Maybe. It's just like, that's one of those hands that's super duper close.
Yeah, but you have...
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
There's
That's
so
a
much
mulligan,
nonsense
though.
you can
Yeah.
draw, right? Because
We saw him draw a Karn.
Yeah, because the only live draw you have is map, right? Map,
you have live draw into like ancient. Oh no, not ancient stirrings.
because none of the color stuff does anything.
So you have 8 draws in your deck that are good. And then you have like obviously other sequences of 2 draws that are fine. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, perhaps that was a mulligan, because of this exact scenario. You need a lot to go right.
I'm not sure that Ryan was anticipating the, oh god, Thundermaw turn 3 scenario.
Yeah, but Thundermaw was pretty good. It could have been worse. It could have been Aurelia.
I don't think he had 6 mana. He didn't have a third land.
He didn't have the third land, but I mean,
It could have been Aurelia, yes. I mean, Aurelia only attacks for
6.
I mean, it attacks for 6.
No, you have a second combat, so the Lotus Cobra attacks for 4.
Oh.
So he's just dead in 2 hits.
Okay. Also, Noble Hierarch plus Aurelia is really good because you attack, it becomes a 5/6, and then you attack again, and it's a 5/6.
No,
oh my goodness.
No, you attack as a 5/6 the second time attack. It triggers again, doesn't it?
Yes, it's any time a creature attacks.
So then
it's
attacks
it's 2 5/6s, yeah.
Yeah. No, it attacks as you attack with the Aurelia again, right? So it attacks as a 7/9 the second time around, or a 7/8 the second time around. Seems.
Oh, the Exalted doesn't leave.
Yeah, it doesn't leave. Why would the Exalted leave?
That's amazing.
And just double check.
Until end of turn, yeah, not until end of combat.
Yeah, So you would attack for 12.
I don't see what's wrong with that. Jeez. So what we're saying is essentially, if you do go to Magical Christmas Land and get an Aurelia with double Noble Hierarch, you do a lot of damage.
Yes.
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and looking at chat here,
I'm talking about the Lotus Cobra versus Utopia Scroll versus
so the problem with Lotus Cobra is that the upside is enormous, right? Like you can produce an absurd amount of mana, but it is very inconsistent, and it is somewhat of a terrible top deck later in the game. Anything but turn 2, it's kind of mediocre.
Sure. Yeah, I feel that. But that game, it was, it did some ramping, as they say.
That it did.
Great success. What a ramp.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, because looking at Ryan's hand.
Ryan's hand is amazing.
He was in good position if he had one more turn.
We're casting turn 4 Ulamog, by the way.
Okay.
It's deterministic that it's gonna happen. He has a lot of towers. Blood Moon? Blood Moon?
We could play a turn 2 Blood Moon with the right draws.
We have a Hierarch and a fetch land. We're playing a turn 2 Blood Moon. Come on.
Do we have a second land?
Yeah, we do. We have both. It's fine.
Well, Blood Moon is one way to beat this.
I mean, it slows it down. It doesn't shut it off. But, it will slow it down for a long time.
Yes. So one thing that's interesting, if Michael gets a Forest here...
Yeah.
Noble Hierarch doesn't cast Blood Moon.
He has another fetch land.
Oh, does he have... Okay. So
I'm 80% he has another fetch land. Otherwise, I would be, or he's just a red land in hand. It's fine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's fine.
Oh,
it's a Sacred
Foundry.
Foundry.
Yeah,
it's
fine.
It's come on. Everything is copacetic, Dan.
Copacetic? It's copacetic.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Soft C.
Copacetic, no, copacetic. Alright.
Ryan is going to play the second Tron piece, and probably going to leave a map rep activation.
Also, the first definition on dictionary.com has it copacetic.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So one thing that is interesting here, though, is when Ryan plays the Blood Moon, when Michael plays the Blood Moon, Ryan is certainly going to map for Forest.
Yes. Moon! This is why you don't map, in advance.
Oh, for sure, yeah. If Ryan jumped the gun and, mapped for the third Tron piece, it'd be pretty embarrassing.
Turn 2 Blood Moon's a great way to shut things down. But yeah, Michael, so Ryan, so the thing is, though, is that Ryan, his threats cost so many lands. So if Michael can, produce, a reasonable threat in the next turn or so, it'll take a long time. Hey, Razor Verge is not the card, by the way.
No, it's very much basic for it. It's unlikely as well that Ryan boarded in Nature's Claim.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring it in here.
So so Ryan is going to be able to still continue playing Magic.
Yes, but also not very quickly.
Right.
His Ulamog in hand, which he could have cast turn 4 had everything gone according to plan, is sort of laughably stranded for a very long time.
Mm-hmm. Now, it is worth pointing out that, a lot of times you slam a Blood Moon against Tron and think you won the game. But if you
Then
don't,
they just get to 7 and they
yeah,
cast
if you
Worldbreaker.
don't do anything, you're not in great shape. I think that's a Blessed Alliance.
It's a Blessed Alliance in hand. Good against Noble Hierarchs buffed attackers because they are attacking alone.
Yeah, but I don't know if. Well, I mean, he has stars and stuff, so.
He has Star. He has 1 Sphere. He has an Ancient Stirrings. I think you just fire the Ancient Stirrings off.
What are we looking for, though?
That's fair. Maybe you just play a land? Like, that's the thing is, like, I don't... You have to do something, right?
Yeah, but the Blessed Alliance won't be stranded so long as you leave a sphere in play.
Sure. And there's no colorless way... I mean, so actually, I like Ancient Stirrings try to find O-Stone, because that's how you're winning this game, realistically.
Sure. O-Stone is kind of your out to all of this.
Yeah. CW8 Smith, Ryan normally plays a Plains and,
Is there
Forest.
Plains in this deck?
He'll sometimes do it. Wormcoil's also a good hit here. It's the most reasonably castable threat that he's got, and it's nigh unbeatable.
Right. Ryan's also got a ton of land in hand.
Yeah. No, this is great. They're not great, but, like, it's acceptable.
Sure.
We're going to need some serious pressure from Michael to beat the Wormcoil, or, like, a Path, obviously, but, he's got a lot of choices here with what he can do. I don't know what he's got in hand, though. He does have a Path in hand, quite good against Wormcoil. Actually, honestly, like, one of the reasons Wormcoil has fallen off is just it doesn't do a lot, and, ooh, this is not what you want to see. Oh, I thought he was attacking with the Hierarch. It's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, that's a Ronus.
Hey?
Oh, that's a second noble.
Okay. What is happening? Dude, this is like Snake Ramp Snake Tribal. Ronus is a snake god. Ronus is also Death Touch Indestructible.
Yes, but that will not get around the Blessed Alliance.
Ooh. Well, maybe you're not attacking with the Ronus. You're probably attacking with the Ronus.
If you have the opportunity to attack with Ronus, you attack with Ronus.
Yeah.
Currently, he doesn't have a way of attacking with it.
He doesn't have... If he has one more land, though, he can double pump a Hierarch.
Right. Which means that, then Ryan is in very bad shape because you sacked the Hierarch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is, like, Ronus's ability here sort of lends itself to attacking for 9. But, like... Well, actually, no. He needs more than that to pump the Hierarch twice, because the Hierarch can't tap and attack.
Right. So one more land, he can attack with Ronus for 7, which you just kind of do.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because you can pump the Hierarch and not attack, but then he loses the Ronus,
Well, yes, but I doubt Michael's playing around Blessed
I wouldn't be
Alliance.
playing around it either, honestly. Like, this is fine. He draws a Thundermaw, it looks like.
That's, not terrible. The Thundermaw is absurd. Because the Thundermaw means he can attack with Ronus and Thundermaw.
Yeah.
Which means he won't lose everything.
Right. He'll play a Horizon Canopy. We see a Kessig Wolf Run there. For those of you just joining us, there's a Blood Moon that's glared out sort of at the top of the screen here. And that is what is... But, yeah, this is going to be some damage.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a bit of damage.
I'm not sure Ryan O'Malley was ready for this deck. Woo! Let's go!
There's the Thundermaw.
Ronus is online. Thundermaw is online.
Right.
Attack for 10.
Yeah, so Ryan's got to be forced to crack this.
And Ryan
spear.
will go to 15 for this. The question is, do you keep the Ronus or do you keep the Thundermaw?
That's actually a really good question. Because you have the Path to Exile,
Yeah.
like, the indestructibility is not as relevant, but the fact that you can, like, give other creatures
Power.
I
think he's sacking the Ronus here.
Yeah.
It's just like, if he wants to do other things with his mana, the pump ability is like, it's not, it's reasonably costed, but it's not cheap.
Well, it's not, but it does mean that you can do stuff with your mana, right?
Sure.
And
But if he has other things to do, so Ryan just draws O-Stone, so this is fine.
yeah.
So, play the O-Stone here. Play the O-Stone next turn, crack it, and, like, play a huge threat. This game just got a lot more reasonable with this draw.
Yeah, Michael has, and this is perhaps one reason to keep the Ronus. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it just gets exiled by stuff, though.
So if Michael draws Aurelia here, he wins the game.
That's true. He does get to just destroy his opponent forever.
Did he draw an Aurelia?
I'm not sure that's a question I ever thought I would be asking, but this is an attack for 7.
Ryan's gonna fall to 8.
Yeah, but this is not looking great. Heroic Intervention. Let's play ball. I don't think he has it, but like if he did have it.
Heroic Intervention should be pretty good.
Oh my. Alright, so yeah, we've got a lot of mana. He says go. Okay, yeah, presumably he'll blow the O-Stone when he attacks. Yeah, barring a mass indestructible pump, I don't know how Michael's winning this game, because when Ryan blows the O-Stone, he untaps into Ulamog, right?
Right. Ulamog and then some.
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll go 5 mana here, crack this, kill your stuff.
Yeah, so in retrospect, you know, if Michael wasn't going to play additional cards,
Yeah.
probably wanted to keep the
Ronus.
Ronus. Yeah.
Everything dies. Yeah, O-Stone is good like that. Big sweeper here. We'll see if he has anything. The problem is with, even though Ryan's at 8, I just don't see Ryan losing from this point, right?
I mean, 'cause
he plays Ulamog. So we'll draw with Horizon Canopy, sure. And oh, he drew the Aurelia with Canopy.
Oh, daggers.
Daggers? Yeah, because he's going to lose 2 lands. He's never casting it.
Yeah, he's never going to be able to cast it. If Michael can... So, like, Noble Hierarch Aurelia is lethal.
But he's not going to... He can't do that because he's getting Ulamogged for 2 of his lands.
Right.
Oh, that is... Oh, man, I wanted to see it so bad.
1 card away.
Rip the dream. Yeah, at this point, you know, this is the...
Michael's in very rough shape here. I don't know if what his out here is.
I mean, he'll have to probably path this Ulamog and pray. Like, he can't... You know, if he draws Ghost Quarter, if he has a Ghost Quarter and Ghost Quarter's that power plant, like...
I mean, the thing is, like, the follow-ups for this are going to be absurd, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's still another Blessed Alliance in hand.
That's true. Yeah.
Here's the check to see if Ryan has a...
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think he's searching like he does.
Yeah, okay, so he does.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, that path now can't go after the Worm Coil, but you got to get that Ulamog off the table.
Yeah, so Ryan's going to untap with an ocean of mana. Michael has pretty much 1 draw at, like... He only has 3 mana, though. There's just nothing you can do.
4th mana Hellrider.
That's, like, okay?
2-turn clock. Draw path. Path the Worm Coil. Kill him.
Yeah, well, okay, I guess Hellriders are out. You know what else would be good?
Huh.
Price of Progress.
Yeah, dude. If that card were in this format, I don't think Modern would look anything like it does right now.
Burn would just be like S tier.
Yeah, probably.
And then you'd have a lot of like janky decks like who are tier 1 because you can play around Price of Progress.
Just play Soul Sisters.
Or play Merfolk.
Yeah, Merfolk's probably better. LOL. Just like Merfolk, but like no caverns. Because you don't need them.
Alright, so
2 mana.
Michael's got another Lotus Cobra here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what in tarnation is that? But that is a Lotus Cobra.
This does mean there are more interesting outs for the turns after this.
Perhaps.
If Ryan does nothing.
Ooh, you're right. Aurelia. Back on the battlefield. Ooh, that's a Thragtusk, though. Oh, there's so many things in his hand.
And there's also a Karn.
You just play the Karn, right?
Yeah, Ryan's just counting, man. He's got
1, 2, 3, 4.
7, 10, 14. He's got 14 available.
He can play Thragtusk Karn, right? That's 12.
Yep.
He can play Worm Coil Karn.
Yep.
It's even more efficient.
Yeah, I think we get the Lotus Cobra here just because it
represents you dying.
It represents 3 mana, which is a lot of mana.
How is it 3? If he has a fetch land, it's only 2, right?
Well, it's +2.
Oh, yeah, because he gets a land off the fetch, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to go down on the Cobra.
We're in such good shape that, like, we're only losing to a very strange sequence of events.
Karn is a very good Magic card. Get it into play, and you exile all their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, so the...
Yeah, so, right...
I just, like, I'm trying to think of outs here, and I don't... Even if he miraculously gets to an Aurelia...
Yeah, we're now...
And he's not getting to an Aurelia now.
Yeah, we're now, like, thinking in the context of, like, the game of Magic, and there's just not much Michael can do.
Yeah.
There's a Thractus, and
okay, so now we're really locked out.
Yeah, now, if I was Michael, I'd probably scoop it up. It's just, like, there's nothing we can do here.
Or you trust in the Force and believe in yourself. And the heart of the cards. But yeah, no, I agree. This game's over. Oh, he could have played an Aurelia if he had the Lotus Cobra. Yeah. Scoop? I think that looks like a scoop to me. Okay, that's going to do it. 1-1 in game score. No one noticed I didn't update that. It's fine. 1-1 in game score. We're going to game 3. Snake Ramp. Losing a very close game there. Like, literally, like, if Ryan doesn't draw the O-Stone right then, he just dies. Because Michael draws the Aurelia and proceeds to, like, 16 him.
Yes.
Like, Thundermaw Aurelia. So, yeah.
Yeah, Michael just one draw step away from
just smashing
to victory.
Oh man, I honestly would have liked to have seen Ryan have to read an Aurelia.
Michael might be giving second thoughts to sacking the Ronas over the Thundermaw.
Sure.
Just because, like, that would have allowed him to keep something on board that, you know, even if
it would have lived. I don't know if he had like another creature that he could have made big, but
well, no, he did. He had the Lotus Cobra.
Oh, so if he plays the Cobra, he keeps hitting.
Yeah, he played the Cobra.
Yeah. I don't know if it's good enough. No, because the thing is, right, if he keeps the Ronus, he just Ryan just kills the Ronus and a land with the Ulamog.
Well, I think he might be able to kill him the turn before. Because
it depends on when he had the Lotus Cobra.
Right. In any case, it may not have mattered because Ryan had a very timely O-Stone.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
but you know, of note here, Michael now knowing that Ryan kept in Blessed Alliance
might make him play differently.
Yeah, he's incentivized to attack with Birds of Paradise and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If the Exalted trigger is not sufficient for lethal.
Yeah, I think that you want you don't want to lose your clock before for the sake of another damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was honestly quite close. Even though once Tron sort of plays an Ulamog like that, the game is functionally over. But you can still sort of. You can still play, but the game's pretty much over. But it was quite close for it can feel not close because there's just turns of Ryan just dominating with Ulamog and stuff or Karn, but the game was not too far away from Michael just snaking his way to victory.
Yeah. So one card that Michael I think kept in here is Bolt.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan unless there's literally
nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Bolt really doesn't do a whole lot. At best you kill a card when the minuses. But even then, that means they have active Tron.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I mean, look, if you have to, sure, it lets you kill a Karn, but I don't know if that's what you're in the matchup for. So, Michael does start on Hierarch, though, so pretty good. We'll see if he's got Blood Moon again.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't have a map or a Mana Rock. Excuse me, not a Mana Rock, a Cycle. Yeah. Lotus Cobra. Okay. Fetch land? All right. Mana? This is exciting.
More mana?
I mean, he has access to 3 mana. He could play Ronus.
Yeah, he could play Ronus. He could just play a Blood Moon.
both equally as absurd.
Ronus would be good here, though.
Oh, that's a basic.
Oh, please. Lord Almighty.
Oh. Oh, baby.
Oh, baby is right. I was like, oh, like maybe he doesn't have a second land. No. He has a second land. He's playing the Lotus Cobra.
If he's slamming the Blood Moon, I don't know if I could control my giddiness.
No,
okay.
It's still dude. He's still attacking for 9. He attacks for 9.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. You're right. This is attack for 9 next turn.
Ryan has another Tron piece.
Does he have the third one?
Let's see if the
Oh, he has it. He has the third. Oh, he's gonna just have turn 3 Karn.
Boo! Boo! He has natural Tron.
He has natural Tron.
Tilt.
All right, mana.
Yep. I think he's pumping the Cobra here. Oh no, I lied. He's playing something, dude.
This might be pumping mana. Yeah, this is pumping mana.
Oh yeah, and he doesn't even have to tap the third land because he's got the trigger from Cobra. Go to attacks. Bop you for 9. O'Malley says, fine, I'll go to 11.
He still has access to 3 mana, though. This still could be a Blood Moon.
Believe. Honestly, I've never rooted for a Blood Moon harder in my life. Like, normally it's like, oh, the Blood Moon.
So, importantly, though, if Ryan plays the Karn, the Karn dies.
Does it?
Yes.
Oh, because the Lotus Cobra is anthemed by that, or gets exalted. Play a Birds. Go. Sure. For those of you tuning in, that is a Ronus, the Indomitable, at the top of the screen. Ryan will play a Karn.
I mean, you have to exile the Ronus, right? Like, that's...
You must kill the Ronus.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're certainly not out of the woods here. Yeah, we'll see the Ronus bite the dust, but like, yeah, like you said, the Lotus Cobra just... Oh, he has another Karn?
Aurelia puts you to 1?
Sure.
Oh, and the bolt is lethal.
So
just draw Aurelia.
I mean, can you do all of that? I guess you have if you have a fetch, you can absolutely do all of that. Okay.
No, because he has 6 mana represented.
Yeah, okay, so that's an attack. The Karn will die, but I don't know if he has follow-up, and this is the problem, right? Like, Ryan's at 11, but there's not a lot of pressure. Yeah, he just goes to untap.
Well, there are so many more lines available when you have the card Aurelia World Leader in your deck.
Sure. This turn could see Ryan playing a Thragtusk, though, because he drew a star, which is... Oh. Well, no, now what we're going to see is Karn into Search Ulamog, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pull up Sanctum of Ugin here as Michael reads it as well. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, CMC 7 or more, you can sacrifice this, search your library for a colorless creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle.
Yeah, now of note...
or we're just going to do this.
Oh, okay. The O-Stone shuts off any fun shenanigans.
I think you have to crack this now, right?
No, why?
Oh, that's fair.
What are you afraid of?
Heroic Intervention.
Yes, you cannot beat Heroic Intervention.
I agree. Goodbye, board. Rip. Unfortunate. I think that this game may be coming to a similar end as the first.
Well, which is a shame because like Ryan had a very, very explosive start.
Michael had an explosive start.
Oh, excuse me, Michael. Yeah.
Oh, he natural draws the Ugin.
Well, the Ugin's only gonna be bolting.
Dude, the sound you're hearing is the fun train derailing. Man, for a while there we were living in a dream world of Thundermaw Hellkites, but I understand that it had to come to an end. I do remember in chat, CW8 Smith, remember how Tron had Eye of Ugin? Yeah, so I played against that card in a Legacy deck, like Legacy Eldrazi the other day, on Moto. How was that card ever legal? That card is so good!
Yeah, I mean, when the problem with Tron having Eye of Ugin as well is that you had so many ways of searching it up.
Right, you have map and...
Either map, and then all of a sudden it's just like, here's a Wormcoil every other turn.
Yeah.
Or, well, back then you actually had an Emrakul.
You had a real Emrakul that you just, that just won the game when you played it.
Yeah.
Ugin here, we're going to sacrifice this land. Probably fetch up an Ulamog.
Yeah, fetch up an Ulamog if he wants to go over the top. He can also get a Wormcoil. But yeah,
No, I mean, Ulamog is just... It's such a powerful threat. Like, putting your opponent onto one land... presumably, if he has... he does need another land to do it, but... Yeah.
yeah, Ulamog only fair when you actually need 10 land to cast it.
Yeah, I imagine you played against that a bit in Standard this weekend.
Yeah,
Marvel and Ulamog.
that only actually happened to me once.
Well, I'm glad that you're luckier than a lot of other players, Dan.
I mean, like, you look at 6 cards, but with 40 some odd cards in your deck.
Sure, it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
This will be a bolt. Targeting Michael.
Alright. So we're kind of in the...
Oops, 14.
Yeah.
We're kind of in this game is probably over.
Yeah, we're in the death throes here.
Yeah. Low. Witness the fall. It's like the fall of the Roman Empire, but a little bit faster. Michael will fetch. Michael's showing some willingness in this match though to play it out, which I commend him for. Just like this is a position where I don't think there's a single person who would be inclined to like no one would be upset if he scooped here.
Right. It's just now it's very difficult because
especially the double sanctum.
Yeah, what are you going to play that doesn't get exiled, right? So you really need to play something with haste, which is Thundermaw, but
3 lands going to 4.
Right. And the thing is, like, it's not like you can accelerate into it with like mana dorks because then they just get bolted.
Yeah, they get or minus on honestly.
Well, no.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna bolt here.
Yeah, this is our only out, right?
Yeah, 8. Okay. Untap. Draw. Can't. Ooh, what is that? It's very promo-y. I think it's Kasali Pride Mage. Okay. Don't know if that's going to be good enough.
No, I mean, that would have been good against O-Stone, in game 2, but...
Yeah. Pride Mage. Sure.
Yep.
I mean, it gets bolted, but it's all you can really do here. The question is, does Ryan have another Tron piece? Because if he doesn't, he can't play Ulamog right away. And then I see a path to... Oh, but Ryan doesn't have or Michael doesn't have another land. If Michael had a 4th land into Ryan doesn't play Ulamog, into Thundermaw, Hellkite, Bolt You, he could win. But...
Well, don't forget, Thundermaw costs 5.
That's what I'm saying. He needed his 4th and 5th lands.
Yeah.
And he had neither.
Like, we're not asking for quite a lot, right?
I mean, we absolutely are.
And, like, Ryan also has a green source in the star, so...
He can play Thragtusk.
Yeah.
I don't hate Thragtusk.
Or just
here.
another Karn. The Karn seems fine.
Yeah, I mean, Karn, exile your stuff. Zorch. And the Ugin is also, can now ultimate. Like, Ugin is a ++ alt walker, similar to Karn. So that's very powerful.
If Michael has Simian Spirit Guides in his deck,
Sure.
Simian Spirit Guide into Zealous Conscripts, take your Ugin.
Sure.
Would probably actually still not win the game.
You get an Aurelia and a Thundermaw on the 7 cards, you're winning the game.
I guess that's fair.
Like, I think you're probably winning the game. Yeah, so Sylvan Scrying here for a tower. Put the tower into play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So still only 9. Oh, wait, no, he floated. He has
He's
an
one
additional
floating,
mana.
yeah. So Sylvan Scrying's...
No. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a scoop from Michael. Yeah, Karn, stuff. Okay, well, it was close. We did almost live the dream.
It was close until it was not close.
I mean, that's how it goes with Tron, right? You're like, woo, I'm gonna win, and then you're like, oh, that's an Ugin.
That sounds quite accurate.
Yeah. Do you want to go see if we can find another match? And even if we don't, can you see if the table's like a little bit off center? Because it's like, it's a little bit tilted. Yeah. Someone knocked into it. I'll have my vengeance on them. All right, so that's gonna do it for that. Dan's gonna hop out, grab another match, or try to grab another match. There's a good chance we don't, but then we can like talk about stuff. For those of you who were not here when we talked about this very briefly at the start of the stream, Dan was on a team that finished 11th at the SCG Team Constructed Open this weekend. So congratulations to Dan. Congratulations to Vincent Adinolfi, a friend of ours who we also saw round 1. And congratulations to Alejandro Younger, another friend of ours who lives in New York, for finishing 11th at SCG. it was quite a weekend. Dan played Green Black Energy, and despite everyone doom saying Green Black is dead, was okay. Vincent played Jeskai Control, as he is wont to do, and Alejandro is a very good count to 10 cast Tendrils in Legacy Storm player. So, if we don't get another match, we can definitely talk about that. There was a Modern Classic this weekend, so there's a lot of things that we can talk about. We'll just need to see if we get a match or not. Like, honestly, if we don't get a match, it'd be kind of nice. Just chat about the shenanigans that his team constructed. But yeah, I'll reset some overlays here. Yeah, TX Rager, they were, Alejandro, I think they played round 8 on stream, and they wound up drawing. Like, Dan won, Vince lost, and then Alejandro drew against Grixis Delver. And, so it was close. It was, I think against Hunter Nance's team, I want to say. But it was pretty hard-fought match from both sides there. They were 8-0-1 and then lost the first 4 on day 2, I think. Something like that. Ooh. We're getting a match. Yeah. Also, they pronounced Vincent's name wrong on stream all weekend. That was, or not all weekend, just that whole match. It was like, oh, I think we're calling Vincent Aidenolfi, which is, as far as I'm aware, not how that is pronounced. All right. So, people are moving? People are moving. No? Okay. Well, that's fine. Dan has come back. He's shaking his head and making big eyes at me, which means that we are not getting a match, which is fine because I've been hyping chat up to talk about this previous weekend. You guys did super well. Congratulations on cashing.
Oh, thank you. Day 1 went very well. We finished day 1 in first place, and then day 2 the wheels kind of fell off, but managed to salvage it at the very end, and ended up cashing like $200 each or something like that, which is not a terrible weekend.
Yeah, I mean, and so you played. You were the standard player on the team.
Yeah, I was.
You played Green Black Energy.
Right. I played Green Black Energy.
How do you feel about did it feel good?
I felt great against everything but zombies.
Sure.
Where it felt terrible.
Okay. I believe that.
But yeah, my matches against Blue Red Control were some of the least close matches
you've ever played in your life.
It's just there's just simply not enough removal in that deck, and there's no sweeper that you can go over the top with. Sweltering Sun is fine, but a lot of times your creatures get out of range. And then I played Marvel I think 7 times out of the 15, and I didn't lose once to it, which is not bad.
So against Marvel, what do you credit beating them to? Did you have enough pressure on board that a spin into you said earlier that spin into Ulamog only happened once the whole weekend, but if you had gotten spun into Ulamog more, you think you would have been able to still win?
Yeah, I mean, so spin to Ulamog, it doesn't necessarily just instantly end the game it does against a lot of decks, because you have you can Blossoming Defense to save something.
Okay.
And so sometimes you can go sort of wide enough to get through it. Siphoner has Menace, which is somewhat relevant.
Okay.
Their only thing is Ulamog. You can just play Gearhawk and make it enormous and hit them with it.
Sure.
I certainly made a 5/4 Glint Sleeve Siphoner a couple times this weekend, and it was just oh, you only have 1 creature. Well, here's some damage.
Like this. Oh yeah, but I gotta put Siphoner in here.
Yeah, Glint Sleeve Siphoner certainly an all-star this weekend. Just the whole point of the deck is you just have so many 2-drops that need to die. Lontus Cub left and unchecked is very scary. Snake is obviously very good. Quincy Siphoner can represent a ton of cards.
Right. Yeah, so it seems like people didn't play enough removal.
Yeah, you sort of can't, right? Because with Marvel in the format, if you fill your deck with removal, you just lose.
Sure. Okay.
So you really need the sweepers to go over the top, and the number of decks that have access to Fumigate is just somewhat limited.
Yeah, I guess There's not like a super popular deck. Like maybe someone on Mardu might have one or two, but
Right. Mardu was, I think, the only. Mardu and I also played against a blue-white deck that
Okay.
had access to Fumigate. But other than that, like, there just isn't enough interaction where.
where your creatures aren't just going to get enormous and kill
Yeah,
them.
it is tricky in the zombies matchup just because they can flood the ground so easily.
Yeah.
And then getting through is difficult because at the end of the day, like only Gearhulk and Siphoner have some sort of evasion.
And they also the zombies also have like 8 lords, right? Because they can play Lord of the Accursed annually on his mastery.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 1 or 2 of those effects on board, even the tokens can get out of control.
Right, absolutely. But all in all, yeah, it felt pretty good. Vincent Adenolfi that we saw in round 1 was our modern player.
Mm-hmm.
Who had just ran into a spate of bad matchups on day 2, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, our Lexi player was on Storm and
Alejandro's legit good at Storm.
Yeah, did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Killed a lot of people on turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, I heard like he was like, oh, I turn 1 lands and I turn 2 elves twice. It's just like, ugh.
I mean, yeah, you play those decks sometimes they have it and just not much you can do.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially against the non-force decks. It's like, well, I have it and you don't have it, so game's over.
Yeah, I mean, lands is particularly atrocious in that, like, there's just really very little you can do.
Yeah.
Looks like Tendrils has new art.
Yeah, it's from the Vintage Masters. Yeah, Alejandro would not approve of this art, though. Here,
Well,
we'll
I
get the
mean,
other
there's
one.
no paper version of this anyways.
That's true.
Alright.
There we go. That's
Yeah,
a good
but
one.
yeah, all in all, not a bad weekend.
We also had a modern classic to
We
go
did.
along with this. I don't know if you. I don't know if you looked at the lists at all.
I heard Vizier did very well.
Yeah. So hang on. Let's see. So it's not. Is it on the? Oh. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be in the archive. All right. So. Yeah. So we'll click on the top 16 deck lists here. Probably should have preloaded this tab. It's fine. It's just gonna take 8 years to load. But yeah, I think like 3 of the top 4 were Vizier combo with Devoted Druid. Deck seems great. Deck seems actually very strong.
I mean, you just play. It's the same as the Abs and Coco list, right? You play very strong, just like you can play fair magic, but you also have multiple combos where it's like here you're dead.
Right, it's lethal.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, this webpage is taking a surprisingly long time to load, which is unfortunate because this is the first like real modern event we've had in a while.
Yeah, and I've seen some comments in various forums where it's like maybe the Abs and Coco deck, because you have access to a ton of different combos now, right?
Right.
You still have the Kitchen Finks, Viscercia nonsense. Now you have the Dustwatch Recruiter into Ballista. Some of them also run the Archangel
Spike Feeder.
Spike Feeder. So you have a bunch of different combos, all of most of which you can hit off Coco.
Right.
So
Yeah, I mean Vizier.
just a lot of flexibility.
And yeah, so if we look at the top 8 here, and I'll link this in the chat if people want to follow along at home. So we've got 3 Counters Company in the top 4. And they're calling it Counters Company, and I really don't like the name Counters Company. I prefer like Vizier Company, Vizier Combo, or something like that.
The counters, you're not putting any more counters than you normally are.
No, you're just not putting. You're certainly not putting any more counters than you normally. You're putting fewer.
Yes, and then closing out the top 4, there was a Black White.
Drazi Taxes.
Right, which runs the Aether Vial package with the normal Death and Taxes.
Yeah, nothing
cards.
too crazy about this list. 2 Mirren Crusader main board, I guess, is sort of the spiciest thing. Mirren Crusader, obviously a house against a lot of green black.
Yeah, and there's a 3-1 split into Thalias, which is kind of interesting, but certainly defensible.
Yeah, I mean sometimes sometimes you want new Thalia, but I think that old Thalia is like more generally applicable.
Well, the new Thalia just makes, especially in modern, makes like fetch lands so atrocious.
They're so bad. Yeah, if you're fetching after it comes down, it's like Yikes.
Yeah.
Rounding out the top 8, we've got Affinity, Classic Abzan, Red-White Prison, and a Green-White Hate Bear. So 2 Hate Bears variants in the top 8. And then, Red-White Prison doing, Red-White Prison things with Emrakul, Chalice, Blood Moon.
Yeah, it's pretty much just red-white hate cards, and then you have Planeswalkers to close out the game. The Emrakul, obviously, coming off of the Nahiri, but you have, a little bit of everything. You got some Johnny Vengeance, some Gideon, some Elspeth.
Chandra, Torch of Defiance. One thing in this deck that, this deck is not playing Ensnaring Bridge. So instead, it's got 1 Ensnaring Bridge in the board, which seems a little ambitious to me, given that you don't really have, I guess, filtering through Nahiri. But it's playing, Lightning Helix, Blessed Alliance, and, 3 Anger, 3 Wrath of God to try to keep the board clear instead of just preventing yourself from being attacked. And that's clearing the board is sometimes better. It, prevents them from actually having creatures to combo out with if they're on Vizier stuff. Moving further down, we have Ad Nauseam at 9th, Affinity, Scape Shift. I'm going to look at what variant the Scape Shift is. Scape Shift is just regular red-green Titan Shift. Abzan, Jeskai controlled by Harlan Fear. I took a look at this list. 4 Geist of Saint Traff, 4 Remand. Haven't seen that in I haven't seen that in actual years.
Yeah, so rather than Jeskai control, this is just a Geist deck.
Yeah, this they call it Jeskai control. It's Jeskai Geist. Nothing super surprising in there. Lots of 4-ofs. 4 Cryptic Command. This deck does have the ability to go late, and also Cryptic Command sort of tapping down teams to get your Geist through for the last points of damage can be relevant. And then last 3 rounded out with Green-White Hexproof, so some
we
Boggles.
got some Boggles, Affinity, and
Amulet Titan. Yeah,
right.
so there was a Boggles deck that, escaped the bane of not having a Boggle in your opening hand enough to get to the top 16. Pretty diverse weekend. Affinity coming back pretty strong. They've fallen off for a while. Also, no Dredge, interestingly.
Dredge is always one of those decks that's kind of underplayed.
Sure.
The cards for it are a little bit. No one just casually has the cards. You have to go out of your way to get
sure.
them. But the classics also, typically have kind of a wonky meta. Because
a lot of players are still playing Day 2.
Well, yeah, less so for this, right? There were only 30 players playing Day 2, but you have players scattered kind of all over the place. Some, might switch formats into hey, I'm gonna play Standard or Legacy instead. Some people are not even playing Day 2, so the classics naturally a lot smaller, and the format just a lot less. It's a lot less definitive. Whereas something wins
Whoa. CW8 Smith points something else sort of crazy. I'll put this Amulet deck in the chat. This has 3 Through the Breach and 4 Emrakuls in it.
Oh wow, that's certainly different.
What?
That's a Root Maze. Yeah, that's
What?
That's
Is this real life?
That's actually a really interesting list.
Woo, parents.
But it looks like we have parents for round 3 here.
Alright, give us a second here. Alright, Dan's gonna hop out of the booth, get us a match. Pull up Amulet of Vigor, or we'll pull up a Root Maze actually. So yeah, this Amulet Titan deck, playing 4 of these bad boys. If you have an Amulet out, you don't really care. Can really slow your opponent down though. If you go turn 1 Root Maze, right? Think about this with me. Turn 1 Root Maze on the play, and your opponent plays a fetch land. Not where you want to be. Some serious hate for non-basic lands. This deck sort of issue like 3 through the breach. There's no Serum Vision, so you just have to draw Breach Emrakul. I guess you have Ancient Stirrings if you really want the Emrakul, but you can't Summoner's Pact for that because it's not green. So again, this deck is doing something a little bit off the map, and I actually don't know if it's good. Optimism. We have, do we have Storm? I actually don't know if we have Storm in the house. There might be one person on Storm. It's unclear. I didn't see anyone with it while I was walking around earlier.
Yeah,
so.
I don't recall seeing any Storm in the room.
All right, we'll throw it down to the play area. So on the left, we're going to have Vincent Giacalone. Vincent does consistently very well at Modern Wednesdays because it seems like we always have him on stream later in the game or later in the evening, and he's going to be playing against Ian Spivak, who has been showing up, who's has been coming to the store more and more regularly on Modern Wednesdays, and I believe Ian is playing Amulet Titan. So he's not playing 4 Root Maze Emrakul through the breach, but he is playing something a little bit crazy.
He's playing the more traditional version of this deck.
You mean the one without through the breach?
Yes.
And Vincent is on, I believe, his trusty standby of Bant Nightfall. This matchup seems pretty favored towards Amulet, just because I don't know if Nightfall has the ability to kill Ian before he makes like hasty double strike Titans.
Yeah, but, one thing that is kind of interesting about this is that the Knights can get bigger than the Primeval Titans.
That's true. That is absolutely true. The Knights do have the capability to get quite large. I have been defeated in several games by Vincent's quite large Knights of the Reliquary. Like, they're huge.
That they are.
But yeah, this should be an interesting matchup. Amulet, like, one of the things that's good for Amulet in this matchup is that, Vincent doesn't have a ton of interaction. Like, he has some Spell Quellers, he has a path, some paths, but, like, there's not a lot of, there's not much more beyond that, right? Like, if you don't Queller their Azusa,
yeah, there's just not a whole lot of targets, because, you're never going to catch an Amulet, unless, they're playing on turns, 3, 4, in which case it doesn't matter all that much.
Yeah.
Although, maybe I spoke too soon. You can't Queller a Summoner's Pact.
You can. That's actually important. Yeah, Summoner's Pact does cost 0. Spell Queller says 4 less. Vincent will roll an 8. It's unfortunate you roll 6 on one die, but Ian rolls a 7, so both of them roll a 2 on one die. Vincent's other die is higher.
Just preparing for the craps rolling in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know how craps works.
You roll some dice. Sometimes people cheer, sometimes they boo.
Sounds exciting. Hype for Vegas, though.
Yeah, GP Vegas. If you're going,
we will both be there.
Oh, we will. Let us know in chat.
Yeah, that'd be cool to meet some. Assuming you're not just. Oh man, it could go very well though. I mean, I would be interested to just hang out with the Magic playing populace who I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is going. It won't be as large as the last GP Vegas, but it's still. This will have more of a convention feel, though. At least.
Will it really?
Yeah.
What's different this time?
Well, so this one, like, it's over a much longer period of time.
That's true.
And there are many more things to do other than playing the main event.
Sure.
Right.
Looks like Vincent's going to mulligan here. I saw his hand, and it looked like he had a Birds of Paradise and a Hallowed Fountain and an island.
A little awkward.
Some have said that's not the best combination of lands. It looks like Ian's happy on 7, though. So yeah, we will. Vincent will go to 6. Hopefully, have a keepable 6, and we should be getting underway.
Yeah.
Shortly.
Did you get a look at what Ian's hand looks like?
No.
Okay.
I see a Pact of Negation now, but that's it.
Yeah, Pact Negation not the greatest in your opening hand, right?
Yeah, I mean it's also not super great against Vincent. I guess the best thing it can do is sort of counter a Queller, but
But I mean, you do have to pay 5 for it, which means that like
Yeah, you got to win the game.
you're not really countering anything until fairly.
Yeah, no, it's not an early game piece of interaction. Vincent will start with just a noble hierarch though, pretty good.
Just solid start.
Yeah, that's about as good as it can get.
And we've got turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary. If
yeah, Knight of the Reliquary is very good.
actually, it looks like Vincent has multiple Path to Exiles in hand.
That's also fine. Like Amulet, sometimes if you just kill all their primeval titans, they can't win. Sakura Tribe Scout though, pretty explosive for me in here.
Yeah.
That might need to get pathed.
Yeah, that can just represent so much like damage and problems.
Vincent does not care, but he also doesn't have a second land, so I sort of sympathize with this.
Vincent kept a mono creature land hand.
Yeah, it'd be great right now.
Anger of the Gods.
Pyroclasm.
Yeah, that seems fine too.
We'll play a tap Teleria West for Ian. He'll activate Sakura Tribe Scout. He'll put a Radiant Fountain into play. He'll go up to 22. But fortunately for Vincent, Ian also not off to the most explosive start.
No, I mean he does have access to there's just no 2-drops in this deck, are there?
That's fair. Yeah, it's like Azusa.
Yeah.
So Vincent finds a land. This is pretty good. He'll attack for 2 with this Hierarch. It does attack as a 2/3.
I'm putting in back to 20. Here's a Scavenging Ooze, which really won't do very much in this matchup.
Yeah, like Scavenging Ooze is going to be a bear for a long time, I think. When you said turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary, I thought he actually had a Knight, and I was like,
no, I was just talking hypotheticals.
Okay. Well, that's a little bit less good.
Yeah. So Ian contemplating what he can do here.
So he'll put the mine down, make 3 mana. This is probably Azusa? Oh no, he's transmuting a Teleria West. Okay.
Okay.
Assuming that's going to go for a Summoner's Pact.
Mm-hmm. No, it's worth noting that Gemstone Mine is kind of awkward here because ooh. Engineer Explosives, not bad. I mean, it will kill the Sakura Tribe Scout if he puts it on 1. He might just be tempted to put it on 2.
I can see him putting it on 2 as well, yeah.
I mean, currently doesn't have a way of putting it on 2 without losing the Gemstone.
Yeah, I mean, so my thought would be if you have a bounce land here, you play it off the Scout.
Yeah.
And you can't play the Explosives right then, but it does let you reset the mine. Yeah, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Oh, so wait, he can actually now replay something with the Scout. He hasn't used his land drop yet.
Right. He always bounces Teleria West and transmutes for a Summoner's Pact later.
Engineered Explosives nice and toolboxy to have.
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Vincent reminding him that
yeah, he has to scout that in.
Has to scout this one in.
All right, but this is fine. Vincent is not applying a tremendous amount of pressure. The Scooz does attack as a 4/4 though, so that should be something to be aware of.
Yeah, but even then, that's a 5-turn clock, and with luck, we'll
have something going before then.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, and now Vincent here, having seen the Engineered Explosives, no, it's not worth pathing the Scout to prevent it from shenanigans anymore. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if you have limited paths, I almost would say save it for just the Titans.
Nothing else in this deck matters.
Yeah. It looks like we're going to Scooz away at Teleria West. I don't know if Ian interacts with the graveyard at all, but it's good. That's heads up by Vincent to do it.
I mean, we're not doing anything else with
it's
the mana.
Free.
Might as well. Yep.
This is an attack for 4. Scooz as a 2/2 hits him down to 16. And a passing of the turn. So, this represents Collected Company, represents Spell Queller. There's a lot of things here. Spell Queller quite good against Engineered Explosives.
Yep. No, without an Amulet in play, the Sakura Tribe Scouts are significant.
I think he might have drawn Amulet, actually.
Oh, did he actually draw an Amulet
I think I see the Amulet in his hand.
Speaking of the devil.
But he needs to EE first. Yes.
Now, one problem with this line is if you crack the
he puts it on 2. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that does make a lot of sense because the Sakura Tribe Scout, the Scavenging Ooze is the only real threat on this board.
Right. The Hierarch's attacking for 2 is just absolutely not fast enough.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised Ian cracked it there, though. We could have waited
Until attacking?
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, I guess if Vincent had a second 2-drop, he would have just played it on second main, but...
Yeah. Here's an attack with the Hierarch. Ian will fall to 14. But pass a turn back for Vincent. So you got to wonder if he didn't collected company there. What does he have? Because he didn't queller the explosives either, so... Serum Visions. Draw. Take a scratch.
Yeah, actually, I would be really... Because, like, Vincent's not playing lands.
He's not playing lands, but he's not playing spells. So if he has Queller here, I would have been inclined to Queller the EE, I think.
I think the EE would immediately have been quelled. And that has additional upside in that once you replay it, it's put on 0, which doesn't do anything.
Right. Also, so Optimism in the chat saying that he has possibly 3 paths in hand. He has at least 2. We did see that in his opener. So it's possible that he just, like, is in an unfortunate position with those. We will make 3 mana here. This is in Azusa.
Okay. Do we have additional lands to play, though?
Queller.
Oh, so there was a Queller. Interesting.
I like Quelling the EE more. This is fine, though. Yeah, so this just goes under the Queller.
Yeah, and Ian...
The Queller is a real clock, actually.
Yeah, if Ian had, like, an explosive turn here, he could have Pact Negation this.
Right. We'll see what he's got. Bounce land, Selesnya Sanctuary tapped. He'll bounce the Radiant Fountain. This will let him replay it and gain some life. He'll go up to 16.
Yeah, one thing I don't like is Ian doing all of this main phase.
Sure, you can do this at instant speed.
Right.
Well, I mean, replaying the Radiant Fountain, you can't.
Sure you can.
At instant speed?
Yeah, with the Sakura Tribe Scout.
Oh, yeah, right. I keep forgetting he's using the Tribe Scout for this. Ooh, we're going to get a Vendilion Click flashed in here. Ian will show the hand. Ancient Stirring, Summoner's Pact. Is that the promo Primeval Titan?
That looks like a Primeval... Okay, so we can't prevent Primeval Titan from happening.
We cannot, that's correct.
And it looks like because Vincent tapped all 3 of his creatures, he doesn't even have double path to exile.
He has single path, though. That should be good enough, right?
Well, I mean, you can protect it with a Pact Negation, but without an amulet, you can't also hit. You can't.
Yeah,
also
I'm not
worried.
I'm not interested in, if that makes sense, right? Like.
Yeah, but Ian's hand is quite good here.
Yeah, like if he. Okay, so it looks like the Pact of Negation is going to get taken by Vincent. Ian will draw off the top.
I don't know if I like.
I don't know if I like the take. I sort of like taking the real Titan and making a pact for it.
Yeah, I think I have a similar line.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll have another gemstone mine here from Ian. 3 counters on it. Because yeah, he can just go regular Titan. Like he's representing 3 Titans, right?
I mean, did we get the attack for 4?
Yeah, he was at 16.
Okay.
So we'll start off with an Ancient Stirrings here. This is fine because Ian still has double green off the mines. And if he finds an amulet here, it's like...
It's absurd.
It's kind of nuts. Because he's got white floating. Yeah, he can play amulet and cast Titan. It's fine.
Yep, looks like you found the amulet. I mean, you did look 5 cards deep, right? So...
I mean, yes, but also Rutrow? Wait. Did he forget about his floating mana?
Oh no! Looks like you forgot to play the amulet. Right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He definitely had enough mana.
He had enough mana to do it. He forgot that. That is a little bit unfortunate.
It's not the best.
Because this would have been quite an explosive turn.
I mean, the Primeval Titan would have gotten Path.
Yes, yeah, for sure. But, you know.
Yeah. Vince is going to take a look. That promo, by the way, in my opinion, is just hideous.
I think that was that GP promo?
Yes. We can look up where if it has ever been promoed. But
Right. Yeah.
It is certainly not the first print.
So if I'm Ian, like this is now just a value Primeval Titan.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just
Simic Growth Chamber, Teleria West.
Yeah. Unfortunately, since he didn't play the amulet, won't be able to transmute it with this floating mana.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And you know, it's worth pointing out, Vincent is hitting for 5 in the air.
Yeah, I mean, Ian is not, he's not at 20. What's he gonna bounce here? Looks like he will bounce a Teleria West. Yep, that'll go to hand. Yeah, no, but Ian forgetting about the one floating mana from the Selesnya Sanctuary is, like, huge.
Yeah. One thing that I might have wanted to do if I was Ian is bounce the Radiant Fountain.
Yeah.
Because that can represent, a couple of turns.
It's a considerable amount of life. Dan's going to step away from the stream for just a second. Try to hold it down by myself. So, Forest will come into play. Yeah, that's fair. Radiant Fountain being bounced would be a lot. The 5 in the air is not, it's not nothing. And here come the beats. Ian will go to 7. He's got sort of, he's very close to dead, but this deck is also extremely explosive. So, like, Vincent having more paths, though, could sort of spell the end if he's able to delay long enough. Although, I don't know if he can. Ian might have just drawn a Pact of Negation, which would be huge. But can he pay for Pact and... He can play for both packs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He can pay for both packs. I believe he has the colors to do so. Yeah, he does. So, Ian, I think, drew Pact of Negation, which will be huge here. Play Amulet, Primeval Titan, do stuff, hit Vincent, right?
Yeah, but certainly lead off on
Amulet. Yeah, you have to lead off on Amulet, right?
Right.
Like, not playing it last turn was a mistake. Not playing it this turn would just be criminal.
Oh,
please don't make me call someone a criminal. Oh, he's gonna transmute. Okay.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, without multiple amulets, he can't chain. Huh.
Okay, this is insurance, but I don't know how relevant this insurance is. I guess this casts Primeval Titan, but, like, you're not worried about Primeval Titan getting spell quellered.
Right. Like, this deck does not play counter magic.
Ian may not know that, but yeah.
This
is like Primeval Titan is outside of Queller range.
Right. Well outside. It is kind of a sort of Queller against 4 drops. Like, that's messed up.
If you get a Supreme Verdict with your Queller, I think you just win.
It is kind of funny.
Not if you're the one casting the Supreme Verdict.
Oh, well, why would you do that?
Rude.
Bad card. Alright, well, there's the Primeval Titan again.
Alright, we have an Amulet in play this time. Yeah, also Spell Queller. If Primeval Titan were small enough to get countered by Cavern, Spell Queller exiles the spell, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Andy brings up an excellent point there. Yes,
that actually does matter, because it can counter Abrupt Decay. Well, we just did a counter Supreme Verdict, so, yeah, it's great.
So Ian has the Sakura...
the Tribe Scout.
The Sakura Tribe Scout activation, which means that he doesn't have enough mana to...
make another Titan? No, he does.
To transmute and do that.
Right, but he has multiple packs. We saw that. So, he's going to target some things, and Vincent will path this Titan. But I do think, no, you're right, because, like, he can now... If he fetches a basic, the basic will untap.
Yes.
And he's almost certainly has another land in hand. He can Summoner's Pact, get another Titan, do the fun thing with Boros, Garrison, and Slayer Stronghold, right?
I mean, yeah, he's just got 7 mana in play right now.
Yeah. So, Pact for Titan?
Pact for Titan, Sakura Tribe Scout is in another land.
He's going to transmute.
Yep. He might not have had a Pact.
He had 2 Summoner's Pacts when we saw his hand.
Okay, well, we got 1 mana floating.
Right, so if he had 2 Summoner's Pacts when we saw his hand...
Oh!
Okay...
That's a Walking Ballista.
That is a Walking Ballista.
Alright, so he can play the Walking Ballista for 3 here?
Sure. I just don't know why you wouldn't play Primeval Titan. Transmute for Walking Ballista is kind of cool, though. Vincent is going to, in response, cast Collected Company. Or not in response, but...
I think Ian might have just passed the turn.
Okay.
The problem here is he has to pay for multiple packs next turn.
No, he didn't pact ever. Or maybe he Summoner's
Oh, he
Pacted
didn't.
once.
He transmuted.
He Summoner's Pacted once, maybe?
Yeah, but is he just dead on board? He is dead on board. That's 7 in there.
Yeah. No, it's a lot. I really don't know if getting Walking Ballista was right there. We saw him have Summoner's Packs, right? We saw him have 2.
Yeah, but I think he still loses, right? Because even hitting with the Primordial Titan is not enough.
Yeah, I guess there would have been enough of an Air Force to kill him.
Yeah, that was just 7 in the air.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Walking Ballista, had he had another turn, would have been enormous, though.
Yeah, that would have been a Walking Ballista for like
7 or 8.
I was gonna say 6 or 7, but yeah, something.
You kill the Click, you kill the Queller, you get your Azusa back, you kill all 3 mana dorks.
Yes, and I mean just Azusa alone, that represents 6 mana if you just play a bounce land.
Yeah, pretty fantastic.
Yeah, so that's an interesting match for sure.
Yeah, Vincent sort of sneaking away with game 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, had a very, very clunky draw and managed to apply just enough pressure to get there. I mean, even the hand he saw when he clicked was excellent.
That hand was very good. Like, no doubt.
Yep, so gonna shuffle up here for game 2.
It's good. It's good. Post board, Vincent's deck probably gets a bit better. He can have much more counter magic.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what Ian brings in from the board. Maybe sweepers ish.
Yeah.
Like maybe another engineered explosives. I can see Hornet Queen being very good in this matchup.
I would be shocked. You mean Ian?
Yeah.
Hornet Queen would be quite good.
Vincent's gonna bring in negate. Unified Will is amazing in this matchup if he has it. I've seen that as a Bant Company sideboard.
Yes. Yes.
You can also play I mean, I guess honestly it's probably just more counter magic. And if he's only playing 3 paths, you bring in the 4th path. But I don't know what his split is. He probably just has 4 main board, but if he doesn't, this would be the time to bring in the last one. For Ian, it's Hornet Queen. It's another engineered explosives. It's maybe Swan Song? I don't hate it. It does counter a lot of stuff. It counters Company too.
Yeah, but it notably doesn't counter Spell Queller.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is it's enchantment, sorcery, or instant, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be absurd if it counted creatures.
Yeah. Replace your creature with a 2/2 for 1 blue mana.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
You're still, sort of getting 1 for 0'd, but, if you could counter Tarmogoyf with Swan Song.
Swan, yeah, I mean, a 2/2 is a lot less of a clock than, a 4/5 or 5/6.
Wizards, you know what? Sometimes Wizards acts like they don't know what they're doing. With Swan Song, they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just Swan Song is honestly it's such a well-designed card in my opinion. It's not good in most of the time it's not going to be great for you because you are sort of 1 for 0ing yourself. But it's the perfect the perfect power level for a New World Order combo card.
Sure.
Right, you just your opponent tries to interact with your combo, and yes, they get a 2/2 flyer, but it doesn't matter because you kill them.
Mm-hmm. And
this is it's I don't know. I personally think this card is really cool. Plus the art is amazing. This card in foil is gorgeous.
Yeah, but I'm not much of one for art, but yeah, it is interesting in fact.
CW8 Smith, you could change a 5/5 trample worm into a bird. Back to the advent of the worm that we saw in round 1. We did see advent of the worm. That was quite a time. Yeah, also
I mean, it is a 2/2 flyer. That can certainly get there.
Yeah, TX Ranger, the bird is a win con. I believe that
all the times you've seen a Snapcaster get there, this
a Swan Song token could have gotten
this just can't be blocked by most decks.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely there's a reason that nobody plays it except degenerate combo decks. Not even Storm plays Swan Song as protection.
Well, I mean, Storm you want are we talking Modern Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
just play Dispel.
Yeah, you just be better serving playing Dispel, right? Because the enchantment or sorcery part just doesn't matter.
Actually, there's not an irrelevant argument for Swan Song to counter It counters Rest in Peace. It counters Maelstrom Pulse. Like, it counters discard.
Sure.
So actually, you know what, now that I think about it, there might be a legitimate argument to play Swansong in Storm. I don't think it's good, but like there could be. Someone other than me will play it in a league and we'll see how it goes. Mostly because I don't want to play Modern Storm in a league.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. I will agree with you there.
Yeah. Looking at Vincent's hand, we've got a Noble Hierarch, we've got a Razor Verge Thicket, we've got a Knight of the Reliquary, and we've got 2 lands! This is amazing. Everything else is irrelevant.
This is everything we want, yep.
Let's see what Ian's got. He's got a Vesuva. Does that...
That doesn't do anything.
What?
Oh, well, okay, so this is very obvious.
Yeah.
Ian is going to play Kuru Land next turn.
Oh, okay. That was like... Ugh. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing is wrong, chat. Everyone stay calm.
Yeah, like, Ian just had to play 8 lands so he could pick it up.
Yes, but also, that's not optimal.
Yeah, it's fine, right? It's the same as any other land.
I mean, if he had like a theoretical amulet, that land could tap for mana and he could play an amulet.
Yes,
But in this case, it's, yeah, you're right. It's exactly fine. And now he can just like copy Vincent's lands. He can copy the Razor Verge thing.
He can. The Thalia is gonna do a little bit of work here, though. Except if Ian has an amulet.
Right, because then they enter tapped and then the amulet untaps them, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that seems because amulet's a triggered ability, so it happens after the like as enters the battlefield thing, right? Notably, if Ian plays an amulet enters the battlefield tapped as well.
Yes.
Oh wait, no. That's Root Maze I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
No, this is fine. Okay, so he's got 1 mana floating.
So the Thalia is just a 3/2 first strike.
Yeah, we thought it was amazing for a second there, but now the amulet's in place, so it's fine. Definitely probably... Okay, in this situation, you probably... Yeah, they're talking to a judge right now about what this interaction is.
Yeah,
the ruling is that Thalia says that they come in tapped, and then they come into the battlefield, amulet triggers and untaps them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine.
I mean, yeah, some of these lands... most of these lands would already enter the battlefield tapped anyways.
Right. Yeah. And thank you to Rogue Cabbage for the follow this evening. We appreciate you supporting the stream. Okay, so 1 mana floating. We'll see what's next. Also, Ian, notably, and we've mentioned this in other weeks as well, does have a floating mana counter that he uses sometimes, which is very convenient for us as commentators because we're lazy and now we don't have to keep track of it.
Yes, indeed.
That is exactly... Yeah. Titan, Benjamin Berry points out, will enter tapped, but I think it untaps because of... Yeah, no, Titan will untap too. It's fine. Yeah, so Ian resolving a Serum Visions here.
Yes, I think I think the Thalia does actual nothing against Amulet.
Yeah. Layers.
That is a Botanical Sanctum.
It is.
Huh. That's a land that was... I haven't seen in this deck. I mean, it makes sense.
Maybe he almost certainly drew that off the Serum Visions. Because why would you play a Vesuva turn 1?
Yeah.
Knight of the Reliquary here from Vincent. That's a 3/3 right now. There is a fetch land in the graveyard. Ghost Quarter. Okay, I lied. It's a 4/4. Ghost Quarter, your bounce land. The Pressure.
Mm-hmm.
This is 7 power. So Ian needs to come up with something explosive with a capital E.
Yeah, again, with the Amulet in play, we have, access to a ton of stuff.
If you play Azusa, you make so much mana.
Yeah, if you play Azusa, that's in... Oh, I mean, we still need a Kuru land.
Yeah. I'd imagine he has one in hand.
Kuru? I think it's Kuru.
Kuru land.
Yeah.
So like Kangaroo, but like missing the middle part.
Ah.
Yeah.
This is the top tier.
Top tier linguistic analysis, you know it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so like now we truly are getting into absurd territory, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be making a lot of mana now, if we can.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty good. Land.
Okay.
mana.
2 untaps. So
Float again. Float again.
no, he can just leave it untapped for now.
No. What?
You get 2 untapped triggers.
Yeah.
You resolve one of it in flow mana.
Okay.
Then you just leave it untapped.
Summoner's Pact.
Okay, this is probably a Summoner's Pact.
Wait, if you have 2 untapped triggers, though, shouldn't you float 4 mana?
Only if you want that land to be tapped at the end of it.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a Azusa, and with it, Ian's even clarifying that he hasn't played it yet.
Yeah.
But with a Vesuva in hand, ooh,
Time to go off.
I mean, with a Vesuva in play, excuse me, with a Vesuva in hand, he can just play a Primeval Titan.
Yes, because of Vesuva can copy the Growth Chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Azusa represents 2 additional land drops a turn.
Yeah. Oh, well, this each time it makes 4, so he can play 2 Primeval Titans.
That's quite a bit of mana you have there, my friend. Oh, God. That's actually so much.
Yeah. Because each land is 4 mana, he can play 3. So you can play 2 Primeval Titans.
Yes.
He will need to bounce a land here, though.
Which is fine. He'll just replay it, right? Double Primeval Titan here probably wins the game, right? This is the thing, is like, Amulet starts are good, but double Amulet is when this deck truly gets out of hand.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing when it was during the Summer Bloom iteration. Like, yeah, turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Summer Bloom, very good. But like, turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Amulet, then cast Summer Bloom was just game over.
Yeah. And 3 Amulets goes, you can play all the Titans.
Yeah, it's great. Oh.
Oh, this was the largest ballista that there ever was. Actually, that's not true.
5.
It's just a very large ballista.
I mean,
though.
you can kill the Knight and you can kill the Hierarch.
I think Ian has one more land drop as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. He could have made the Ballista, like, what, 2 counters bigger?
2 counters bigger.
Bzz, bzz. Get it. It's a 4/4, he says. Great. Put this to 1. Kill the Knight. This is fine. Because here's the thing, right, is each land drop he has can pump the Ballista by 1 counter. Because each land drop makes 4 mana, right?
Yeah, but then we're not really making any progress.
I mean, we're killing Vincent's whole board.
Yeah. Notably, if Vincent has a Ghost Quarter, he just wins the game.
Because of the Pact.
Yeah.
He already used 1.
He did. Ewit would be good as well. Ewit wins the game as well. Wow, this was a very risky line that Ian took.
Yeah, I don't know how many of these decks play Ewit. It's fine.
It is funny, though. Path to Exile now ramps Ian.
Oh, because he just, like, floats a bunch of mana off of it?
Because it comes into play tapped, right? And
Yeah.
untaps twice.
It's great. At Bobcat7080 in the chat, this is modern, so this is sets going back to, like, 2005?
Roundabout, yeah.
Yeah. So these cards, some of these cards are very old, and some of these cards are, Walking Ballista obviously very new, but most of these cards are considerably older than what's in Standard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's go.
Yeah, so looking at Vincent's hand, like, Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, these cards are all extremely awkward to play into
a... Oh,
that's an Eldritch Evolution,
okay.
though.
Yo, if we can, like, Eldritch Evolution into Fulminator Mage? I mean, I don't think he has Fulminator Mage in his deck, but Fulminator Mage
Magus of the
would.
Moon wins the game on the spot as well.
I don't think he has Magus either. That'd be too good.
Is it just going to be a Knight of the Reliquary?
Boo.
Because that's going to be... I mean, it'll be fine, but it won't, it's not exciting.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, it's an Eidolon of Rhetoric. Hello.
Okay.
Eidolon of Rhetoric. That's a card. A little bit harder to ping down with the Ballista.
I mean, so if all he does is play the Simic Growth Chamber 3 times,
Yeah.
he can add 3 counters onto
Ballista. Kill the Thalia and the Hierarch. This is a Botanical Sanctum, though.
Okay, so this is going to be a permanent land.
Yeah. And he's choosing what colors to make with it.
Looks like 2 blue.
Yep. Blue. Probably, maybe be pacting a Teleria West here. That's the thing, is there's so many things in this deck that don't actually... that aren't actually spells. Like, Azusa is not a spell. That's just a static ability. Pumping a Ballista is not a spell. Transmuting is not a spell. Right? Like, Pacting for Primeval Titan is a spell. So we'll see what he's... But if he has Natural Titan here... yeah, we're just going to go up some more. It's a lot of mana. And what is the play here? 10 mana. I mean, the thing is... Oh, yeah, so this is the Hornet Queen we talked about.
They do enter the battlefield tapped.
They do, and we should notify them of that, because I don't know if they're going to pick that up.
They untap twice.
Oh, you're right, they do untap.
They untap twice?
They untap twice. Fair enough. So the thing is you can't actually... You'd have to block with all of them to block the Thalia, right?
Yeah, but I don't care about the Thalia, right? Next turn we just kill it with just
Ballista?
our Ballista.
Sure. Yeah, killing it with Ballista seems great.
It looks like 3 mana remaining.
Well,
that's awfully convenient.
Yeah, what do you know? You can... 3 mana lets you transmute Teleria West for Summoner's Pact. Or Pact of whatever you want. What is the black... Is there a black pact?
Yeah.
What does it do?
It kills a non-black creature.
Oh, okay. I'm bad at magic. Slaughter Pact is the card. Okay. I promised, chat, I've played that card in my decks before. Like, I know Slaughter Pact exists. That's bad. I was like, yeah, okay. Well...
Are you thinking of the other colors?
Yeah.
I think the red one puts a 4/4 into play.
Yeah, the red one makes a 4/4. The white one prevents some amount of damage.
Yeah, Intervention Pact is truly...
It's amazing. Dude, remember when people were talking about playing this card with, like... I don't know. What? No, it's not. It wasn't Intervention Pact. What was the card people were talking about where you redirect damage? Or you gain a ton of life if you have no artifacts in your deck and you Madcap Experiment, and then you Intervention Pact, naming Madcap Experiment, you gain 60 life, or 50 life, or whatever. Dude, that card's amazing!
No idea.
No, that would work. That just works as an Intervention Pact. I was thinking about this other, like, very janky combo that people were brewing. Okay, so... One thing to consider here is this round is going extremely long.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of moving pieces.
I think Ian is going to win this game, though.
Yes. He's just going to make this Ballista large enough to shoot everything, I think.
Yes, that's pretty good. Vincent notably keeping a die of Ian's lands. So we're going to go up to 12 mana. We can pump the Ballista 3 times.
No, he only played 2 lands, so there's only 8 floating.
Oh, sure. Well, I think he, like, flipped it over twice.
Oh, well, this is the 3rd time that Ian played it, yeah. So, yeah, now 12 mana floating, so this can go up to 4 now.
Alright, and we kill the Thalia and the Noble Hierarch.
I think we start by killing the Noble Hierarch,
sure,
because that keeps him off of Coco mana.
That's fair. Yeah, Coco mana is like one of the ways that... I don't know, you're just like, how do you beat a Hornet Queen?
You don't, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really a shame that Vincent didn't have any Haymakers. Because, like, if he did, like, the turn that Ian pacted, he could have just won the game.
Haymakers like what?
Like Fulminator or Magus.
Sure, I don't think the deck plays red though. That's the thing.
Yeah, even if he had like Coco then a Knight the turn prior, he could have knighted for a Ghost Quarter.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it looks like Vince is about to Coco here.
Yeah, he's Cocoing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Top cards. Oh, it's one of those.
Oh, wow. Was that a full whiff?
He just actual whiffed.
Wow. That's, I mean,
Oh, wow.
we've seen our fair share of, like, bad Cocos, but that was...
That was not optimal.
Yeah, so if I was Ian, probably shoot this...
Well, now you have to... Oh, he's just going to pump it again. I think if you kill with triggers on the stack, you get so much more utility, right? Okay, yeah, he kills it with triggers on the stack.
Yeah.
After pumping it. Okay, this is fine. Tireless Tracker, the play from Vincent here. Ian untaps. I mean, you get to just shoot the Tireless Tracker, right?
Yep.
Like, that's free.
Yeah, if I was...
Walking Ballista seems great in this deck.
It's not bad. So we saw Sam Black play this at a team event, and his haymaker was Bonfire.
Gross.
Because, like, I mean, you can just hardcast the Bonfire for 1 million.
Yes, you can. That's quite a lot, actually. Yeah. I mean, Bonfire's pretty inefficient if you're hardcasting it, though, right?
But it is a good mana dump. Right?
Sure. Yeah, if you have 14, or if you have, like, if you have 13 mana, this is just 6 everything.
And let's keep in mind, Ian has been bouncing the same lane multiple times. If this game, went late, he could be developing his board.
Right.
Like, he could end up with a lot of these lands permanently in play.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, now we're talking about, like, here's a Bonfire for, like, 10 or something.
Bonfire for 10 seems fine.
Yeah. Especially, like, Ian hasn't played in Primeval Titans either.
That's how you ramp. Gonna go up some more here. Put it into the Ballista. I think, so if I'm Vincent here, I'm definitely not winning this game, and I'm probably conceding relatively quickly to just like this, right? Like, how do you actually beat this?
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Ian didn't kill the
tracker.
Tracker. Okay,
I mean, Vincent's gonna scoop to this. Yeah, this is I think honestly, like, knowing when to concede to get to the third game faster is something that I think that people don't necessarily think about when they start playing Magic, but like as soon as you unintentionally draw once or twice, you start thinking about it much more.
Oh, for sure. Because I mean, unless you're playing for a draw, in which case, like, by all means,
sure.
Go ham.
I just think that Vincent was not in a position where he could have dragged this game out for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, and one thing worth pointing out as well is, like, you can always mention to the judges, like, hey,
yeah.
Can you watch both? Watch this match for slow play. You make sure the game is progressing, because there's certainly some turns that took some amount of time.
Vincent may have forgotten his own Eidolon.
What were the 2 spells he played?
Hierarch Tracker.
Oh, that's true.
We gotta watch that. They gotta watch that more importantly. That's like, warning for both, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, go 7 cards for each. We'll see here. That game pretty grindy. But Ian coming out on top, like Hornet Queen, massive Ballista, just not fair.
Judge indeed, yes.
Man, one of the things that the Bant decks in Modern lack over their Bant counterparts in Legacy is the ability to play True Name Nemesis.
Oh man, if True Name Nemesis was a thing.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Land Scout, let's go.
Alright. Excellent start from Ian. Not so good from Vincent. He really wants to turn 1 Accelerant. You
really, like, Knight of the Reliquary on turn 2 feels amazing. Knight of the Reliquary on turn 3 still feels good, but it's certainly not as, like, it's just not as explosive. It's not as busted.
The thing is, like, if you don't have it on turn 1, it's just a terrible draw coming, in the next couple of turns.
Yeah. That's fair. Oh, yeah, if he draws more Accelerants, yeah. So, it does look like he has a bird in his hand, but he didn't... Okay, he's going to...
Yeah, must have drawn it this turn.
And that's the worst feeling, right? Like...
I mean, this at least is fine, right? Turn 2, birds is, like, not optimal, but it's fine. Okay, if Ian starts with the Amulet...
This looks like a Serum Visions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ian, where's the Root Maze, dude? 4 Root Maze, 3 Through the Breach, and 4 Emrakul.
That,
Seems loose?
seems optimistic.
Hey, man. You never know. I mean, Through the Breach seems like a great mana dump. You could probably hardcast Emrakul in this deck. It's one of the few decks where I think that could happen.
Oh, you certainly could. I mean, you could do it just normally, but if you have amulets out and like a Netsusa, you could do it like relatively quickly.
Yeah, and it's not a terrible backup plan. 4 seems like a lot though. Like quite a lot. Vincent will go to 16 here off the Shockland. And there's the Knight. Okay. So has Bird, has Knight. Knight is currently a 4/4. Bounce land end of turn here from Ian to reset the Gemstone Mine. Seems fine. And notably Ian not doing these things at instant speed now. We said we prefer that. Oh, here we go. 2 mana, gonna Serum Visions again. Draw Scry 2. Yeah, Vincent needs to, kill him. Like, not just like you should like just win the game right here, but like he needs to the pressure the Knight, he needs to keep growing the Knight. If he has more fetch lands, that's great. Like there's just multiple Serum Visions is like, oh boy. Alright, Selesnya Sanctuary, bounce my forest, pass. Sure. So Ian, again, no amulet this time, which really, like, as you can see, certainly not as explosive.
Right.
Ooh.
Okay, this can represent a lot of damage now.
Is this just game over?
No, I don't think Vincent can do 20, but he can do a lot here.
Well, I don't know.
This is actually, we knew Vincent was playing Bent Nightfall, but this is the first time we've seen him.
This is the first time I've ever seen him cast Retreat to Coalhome.
Yeah, and we've seen him on this deck for quite some time.
Trigger. Tap your Sakura Tribe Scout. Ian's like, how about I activate instead? Gemstone Mine. Okay. Does Vincent have the ability to go for it here? That's what I'm. Yeah. So I think we're gonna try. But why wouldn't you use that first activation from the fetch land to like use the? Oh, again, now the blocker's tapped. That's key here. So even though Ian gets to play a land, he was gonna do that anyway, and now there's no blockers. So Vincent, 3 lands in the graveyard. We're gonna keep track of this. So 1, 2, 3. Float 3 mana. Activate Knight. Sacrifice a forest. So up to 4 in the graveyard. So yeah, because the goal here, so he gets a fetch land, untap Knight. 5 in the graveyard. Down to 15 life. Untap Bird. Bird float mana.
So does Vincent
Forest
have a mana
float
dump
mana.
in like Kessig?
He's got a Kessig.
Yeah. Okay. So then this probably can be enough.
Yeah, that's 6 in the graveyard.
Because with 5 mana floating, like he's gonna end up with like maybe 14 lands in the graveyard.
Down to probably 14. Yep. A lot of basic force in this deck. Untap Bird.
Yeah. And
wait, how is he untapping? Oh, because he's got a fetch land to untap the Bird.
And this is fortuitous in that
7 in the graveyard.
This is fortuitous that Vincent has a very high life total.
Yeah, because he's got to fetch a bunch.
He's got to fetch a bunch. He's got to. He doesn't have to shock a bunch, but he does if he wants to float mana.
Yeah, Vincent. Chat pointing out clearly experienced with the combo. Vincent is very competent with this deck. We'll put him to 13 here because the life total, it might matter, it might not matter. So yeah, so with the Bird here, he's now floating mana for Kessig.
Yeah, so it can't sack the island.
Right. But he can sack basically every other land he has in play.
Yeah. And he might be running out of lands.
Sure. See a Rogue's Passage, see a Gavany Township, see a Ghost Quarter, Horizon Canopy, just a nice toolboxy thing. Sack the plains, get a Rogue's Passage, untap my Knight. Sack Temple Garden. Okay, so we're plus 2 more lands. Plus 3 more lands. So the Knight is currently like a 13/13. He can also Ghost Quarter himself if he wanted to.
If he Ghost Quarters himself, he can untap a couple more times. But I don't know if he has a Kessig. So he's got a ton
a Kessig. I promise there's a Kessig in this deck, right?
Yeah.
There has to be. I think he ghost quartered himself there.
He ghost quarter the ghost quarter?
Yep. We're up to 13 lands in the graveyard. The knight hits for 15. No Kessig? Wow, I'm actually shocked.
So what was all of this floating mana for then?
Playing whatever's in his hand. I think he might have a collected company.
Well, I mean, he better hope this is good because he's out of lands.
Yeah. I hope he has collected company in his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we missed one. Yeah, so knight is... Okay, so we're accompanying here.
So we're looking for Noble Hierarchs then.
Sure.
It's funny because the deck is so much thinner.
Right.
He's actually much more likely to hit.
He'll hit something.
Yeah, we're getting to the point where it's almost impossible to miss.
Oh, okay, we're gonna hit. Pride Mage is an exalted trigger.
That is one exalted trigger.
So we're up to... So the knight is a 16-16, and the Pride Mage gets it up to 17. I think he's thinking about what his second pick is here. Yeah, honestly, I think I agree with chat here that I think if I were playing the enchantment, I would be playing Kessig.
Yes.
And I would just be like, I get here with my birds.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe a Steam Vents. But like this to me seems like if you don't have a Kessig here, because if he had Kessig, he could have just won the game on the spot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like he had like 8 mana floating, right?
So Kessig
or
for
9 mana floating. So
yeah, 5
Kessig, yeah. So Kessig for like 7.
Yeah.
So and then 7, that's 23. That kills Ian.
Yes. Now Vince is in a pretty rough spot because.
Or 1 stomping ground. Okay, yeah. So he'll get a second knight here. So look.
I mean.
Does he have more floating mana?
Yeah.
Or does he have more things to do? He doesn't. He'll just attack. $14. Yeah, so this is for 17, we think?
Yes.
Okay.
But Ian's at 3.
So Ian needs a miracle turn because this, notably, the Primeval Titan is going to have a hard time getting through this 17. Also, ooh, important. Vincent left up Kasali Pride Mage, and that will destroy an amulet.
Yes.
I actually don't think Ian can win now. Like, the knight is enormous, but the Pride Mage is just insurance.
I think Vincent has, like, a real land in hand as well, so he gets Rogue's Passage online next turn.
I mean, he can just play the land and tap blockers.
Oh, also that. Also that.
Also that. Also, he has 2 knights. Like, where's Ian going to come up with 2 blockers?
I have no idea.
This is a Primeval Titan, though.
Yeah, if Vincent, in response, blows up the amulet, I think we're just done.
There's no amulet.
Oh, right. There isn't. What?
The game's over, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, Ian could get a Colony Heart and just use that to make a blocker, but...
yeah, no.
I mean, I think that's what he has to do. He has to get a
Right.
Colony Heart guard.
I think if he has it, he should, yeah. And he will. Yeah, just Colony Garden. Colony Heart Expedition.
Oh, right, Colony Heart. But yeah, that's certainly not enough. Vincent, if he has lands in hand, like you said, tap down blockers. If he has real lands, he can...
The thing is, his fetchables are all out of his deck.
Yes.
Like we saw, he only has colorless lands left.
He has... Maybe... No, yeah.
No,
all
he's
the
only got
fetchables
colorless lands left, so he doesn't have any fetchables, and I think his hand is a Windswept Heath. So the point is, though, is that he's not losing because Ian has to chump his board away. Yeah. If Vincent goes like, tap down 1 blocker, tap your plant token, make you bin your useful creatures to the knights.
Right. There's just there's no coming back from this.
The knights are big.
Ian really needs to get to a Hornet Queen to even stay in this game.
Sure.
Because I mean,
look, he theoretically could get to Hornet Queen here.
Well, the thing also is like Vincent eventually is going to find more birds and nobles, and then can activate Rogue's Passage.
That's true. Yeah, Rogue's Passage throws a slight snag in the plan, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have also lost to Vincent activates Rogue's Passage. It's quite good. I was a very sad Matthew when that happened. I'm just like, oh, tutor Rogue's Passage. Kill you with an 8/8. Like, great. Amazing. Here's a plant token from Ian, though. And say go.
Yeah, I mean, best case we secure Tribe, scout in Vasuva, and get another plant token.
Yes, but also you need it to block.
I mean, well,
You can't do it now, but you
Yeah.
can do it. You can do it in a little bit.
well, the plant token will block.
Oh yeah, sure. Trade a blocker for a blocker. Okay, so this looks like it's turn 2. So Vincent's gonna have to just go hard and if he has Path here, is the game over? Mana.
Oh, he does have a real land. Okay.
Okay.
So this is just Rogue's Passage now.
11. Yeah, activate Rogue's Passage. We'll pull it up here. Reasonable, sometimes reasonable limited include. Very good include here. We're just going to go through the blockers. Vincent Giacalone is going to do it. 2-1, Bant Nightfall over Amulet Titan. The biggest Knights you've ever seen. Woo-wee! That was some magic.
We're approaching kind of the limit as to how big these Knights can get.
Absolutely, yeah, not close. So, yeah, we'll give it, 2-1 to Vincent. A little interesting that he didn't have the Kessig, I think that's important, but
Yeah, but
I mean the thing
I
is
think
the Kessig is much worse, basically every other time.
well, I mean, Vincent's playing the Rogue's Passage
that's
in
fair.
place of the Kessig.
Yeah. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay, but we'll step outside, see the status on the round. We should be firing round 4 very shortly.
I mean, they were just in turns,
Yeah,
so
everyone's done.
okay. So Jetpack Blues, thank you for this link post. I will repost it for you. This is this is a link to a Bant Nightfall deck. Okay. Yeah. This all seems reasonable. Wait, why didn't... Oh, because it wouldn't have been... Yeah, so... Okay. We see the board here. We see a Fire Spout, Hornet Queen stuff. Hornet Queen and Fire Spout both seem pretty good, especially against the little draws from Vincent. Although once the Knights get super big, it's sort of, you're sort of hopeless against that. So I'm going to do some resetting of the overlays here. We should be getting round 4 shortly, as that round did just end, and these guys were in turns. So fingers crossed we get pairings in just a moment.
Yeah, we should be getting pairings very shortly here.
Cool. Good. And yeah, we'll see what we can get for our last round. Left and right. And yeah, I mean, so here's the
Andy, we've got one more round here. We're just waiting on pairings for round 4.
yeah, we should have a 4th round in just a second. The one thing that so the Rogue's Passage versus Kessig discussion.
Mm-hmm.
The Kessig is better for one-shotting them with the Knights, but the Rogue's Passage is sort of grindier in I just want to get through Lingering Souls sort of, because you can't float as much
Yeah,
to the Kessig on a given turn if you don't just sack all your lands for it, right?
I mean, but the Kessig, it gives it tramples, right? So that's excellent for getting in chip damage. I would almost argue that Kessig is better for that.
Yeah, Kessig lets you the trample, you just said, if your Knight is
It's just
big and you give
3.
it trample.
Yeah, it's just 3 lands to just give it trample, which is
Yeah.
Not unreasonable.
Right. I mean, it's worse versus Death Touch blockers. It's better versus make your opponent actually sacrifice creatures to get under your gigantic Knight. I think there's sort of options for both. But it's certainly on the combo turn, Kessig is better because you actually just get to kill them because you can make your Knight into a 23 something.
Right.
Yeah. Or find Inkmoth and Kessig. Inkmoth won't be hasted. If you could haste your Inkmoth, though, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, there is also a Kappa emoji after that, but we'll seriously consider it for a second. But yeah, you need to haste your Inkmoth.
Yeah, just...
Dude, can you imagine
end
end of turn tutor my Inkmoth Nexus with a Knight of the Reliquary, untap, combo out, Kessig my Inkmoth, kill you? Dude, alternate win cons. This is how you beat Vizier combo. They have infinite life and you just end them.
I mean, you mean the deck that also has Malera?
Vizier combo doesn't play Malera, actually. They cut it.
Did
They play an Offensa, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, Vizier combo also should just kill you the turn it goes off. Like, we haven't seen it on this stream yet, but I promise you that when you can win with Vizier combo, you can actually win with Vizier combo. Like, we've had some anomalies. We'll throw it back up to the booth until we get these pairings. But yeah, so 4th round coming up. I should change this little thing that says 3rd round coming up. But some interesting Magic so far. The Amulet Titan deck seems like, it fell off because they were like, Summer Bloom is banned, but then people were like, wait, Sakura Tribe Scout exists, and we can just play 4 Azusa, and then Azusa was like $40.
Yeah,
amazing.
Well, it's no longer, it no longer tries to do degenerate things, right? Now you're like at least playing on an axis that is a turn slower, or like at the very least more fair.
It's way more fair, dude. If you didn't have like insta spell snare their stuff, it was hard life. Woo, pairings, amazing. All right.
Alright, so let's look at our undefeateds tonight.
So our undefeateds are Vincent Adinolfi on Jeskai Control, and Vincent Giacomo. We have the Vincent Mirror. Ryan O'Malley on Tron is also undefeated, as is Sean Sankara, who is playing Unsure. So we can watch Tron versus something, we can watch Jeskai versus something, we can try to find something in the 2-1s that would be reasonable. This is the redemption match if we do it, but I don't know if we want it.
Give us 1 second here.
Yeah. You can just go out there and just like talk to people. All right, Dan's gonna find some stuff. Request for not Tron from the chat.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best not to put Tron on. Don't worry. Yeah, I agree. Uninteractive Magic. No, Tron interacts a lot, guys. They exile all your stuff, and yeah, it's very interactive. That's what it is, right? When you point your abilities at things, then you exile all their lands, and it's turn 4, and you have an Ulamog. Oh. Child of the Wild 718 request for Valakut. We did have a Scape Shift deck earlier. It got wrecked by Advent of the Worm. I don't know if we have any red-green in the shop right now, actually. I'm trying to think if we do, and I don't think we do. It's just not... There was a guy who played it for a while, but I didn't see him tonight when I was looking around. TX Rager, yeah, that's also fair. Tron is... Jetpack Blues. If you weren't here for it, you need to go back and watch. I think it was round 1, and it was the second match that we got, and it was Valakut versus Abzan, and Abzan played Advent of the Worm, and it was nuts. yeah, it's a flash spell. It was quite a time. There were siege rhinos involved.
It was interesting.
It was a game. I mean, not to, Advent of the Worm, just make a 5/5. How is that? I mean, see, the problem is that, like, the 5/5 just dies to Fatal Push, which is really, like, the true holdback now is not that, like, oh, it's a little slow and it's just a 5/5 with no ETB. The holdback is that it's, like, it dies to Fatal Push. Like, Rhino dies to Fatal Push, too, but you get the ETB and they have to enable.
Right, and you don't have any value from it being an instant. Like, you're not playing Snapcaster or something. But, speaking of that, we actually have Alex Farley back on camera here.
Okay, what are we watching? What is Alex playing again?
He's playing the Absent.
Oh, we're gonna watch it. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
All right, and he's on the left, correct here?
I believe so. And on the right, we've got Yakov.
Okay.
Kalamaru.
And what's he playing?
Promised me cards that were not typically seen in Modern. So I'm excited.
Yes, I am excited too. Yeah, actually, Yakov has come with a few brews that I've played against. I don't know what it is this time, but at one point there was, like, Aether Vials and, like, Merciless Executioners and stuff. So...
So it should be interesting. Both of these players are 2-1 here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen almost all of the 3-0, so...
Yeah, we have a penchant for accidentally picking people who are just going to win out. Yeah. Notably, Vincent Adinolfi clinching 2 buys for the upcoming season with 3 wins tonight.
Oh, okay.
Like the open from this, or the team constructed open plus 3 wins tonight, I think was what he needed to hit.
I see. I mean, I haven't seen the team constructed one actually post any points yet.
Vincent was a little bit nervous about that today.
Yeah.
Okay, so
What if no points?
Advent of the Worm, Abzan. Does it normally take a while? Is that a thing?
No, it's usually like the day of.
You should call them. Vincent will almost certainly call them.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're gonna go.
I mean, I have given up. I've conceded that I will not be getting a Nationals buy.
How much do you need for Nationals?
I'm about like 200 short.
But like, what's your total number of points?
Oh, like 3,800.
Rip the dream.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play many PPTQs earlier in the year because
you won your first PPTQ?
Yeah.
Oh no! My name's Dan, and I win too many PPTQs. This is such a shame.
That's a sunken hollow.
No, that's an overgrowth.
Or is that?
Oh wait, that is a sunken hollow.
Yeah, that is a sunken hollow.
I thought you were talking about Alex's side of the battlefield. Yakov on the roll,
okay.
leads off on sunken hollow. What's going on? There's cryptic commands? Wait, is this just Grixis?
I mean, it has sunken hollow. We certainly don't see that very often.
Oh no. Is he playing? Could he be playing Cruel Control?
That would be amazing.
2 mana Grimflayer, second land? No second land.
Oh, so I'm like, whenever they don't play the second land first, I'm very suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, I would just naturally be much more inclined to counter this because, like, oh, if you had a second land, people usually play that first.
Right.
Huh. So, if Yakov is on Grixis, and by all accounts it looks like he is,
but I don't think he has a counter in hand.
yeah. But, I mean, this deck is chock full of removal, and this is only a 2/2.
Yeah, this dies to Bolt, this dies to Fatal Push.
This dies to Collective Brutality, this dies to...
That's to Kolaghan's command.
Oh, wow. The Kolaghan's command is going to be pretty brutal.
Kill your Grimflayer, I think, is just what you do, right? Or you say go and then you kill it when it attacks you. But you can't let it hit you, right?
The problem... Yeah, I guess there's just no way Alex is going to be able to make this larger.
Another Flare.
Okay. Well, sure.
Maelstrom Pulse. Bah. Kill this discard.
Yeah. Won't be able to add... I mean, if he drew a fetch land and discarded, like, a Bitter Blossom, he could turn it on.
Yeah, he discards Lingering Souls, though, which is, like, not bad. He can play it next turn. He's going to Surge... Actually,
Main deck Surgical?
Oh, and he gets one in the hand? I actually don't believe it. What?
What is happening?
Okay, Alex Farley confirmed an animal. Main deck Surgical? What is in Yakov's deck? There's Young Pyromancers, there's Forked Bolts, I saw a Dragon Master Outcast? What's going on?
There's a Liliana?
There's a Liliana of the Veil? Houston? We have a Rogue Brewer. What is that?
Is that a Geist Blast?
Goblin Dark Dwellers?
Wait, Goblin Dark Dwellers, but no Ancestral.
What's going on? Okay, this is I'm gonna call this atypical Grixis control.
It's not even Grixis.
It is a Geist Blast. What does Geist Blast do?
Oh wow. You should read this card.
Okay.
But it's not Grixis control, right? There's no control element. This is just Grixis.
He has cryptic commands. Okay, atypical Grixis mid-range. How's that?
Sure. So this is interesting in that Yakov doesn't have any ancestral visions in his deck, but he's playing Goblin Dark Dwellers.
Is he gonna have to take a hit from the Flayer here?
Yakov definitely should kill this if he can.
I don't think he can.
Was he not? Oh no, he drew Goblin Dark Dweller.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's gonna be so painful as well because
Kolaghan's Winds are exiled.
Yeah.
This will let Alex finally draw into lands if he needs them.
Eventually.
I mean, he just put them on top, right?
Yeah. Well, he won't get them this turn.
Sure. Also, if I'm Yakov, I'm a little bit worried about flashback Lingering Souls this turn. I think actually I probably Cryptic that. Oh, maybe I Cryptic this.
I think Yakov's just gonna Cryptic anything.
Yeah, Cryptic everything. Counter draw. Can play Dark Dwellers for no value. Draws Inquisition. Has a Brutality, it looks like. Let's see what he's gonna do here. 2 mana. It's okay. Trigger. What?
Oh, that's a...
What? That's a Liliana Heretical Healer. That's a Ronus. That's a Scavenging Ooze. And a Liliana Last Hope.
So this is... So when Alex first described this deck to me, he just said, it's junk things. I mean, yes, that seems pretty accurate. This is just a lot of, like, Abzan cards.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I mean,
I'm just going to change his deck name to Abzan Cards right now.
I mean, all of which are fine, right? Like, none of these are bad cards.
Abzan Cards. Here, we'll do Feet Advent of the Worm.
And did you see what he took? I think he took one of the Lilianas.
Yeah, it looks like he took Last Hope. Next turn he can go Dark Dwellers, the Inquisition for, like,
any of the other cards.
Jetpack Blues in the chat. Hey guys, tonight I think we should play all the cards from our trade binders. You know what? He's not wrong. Not wrong at all. Heads up play here by Alex would to be play Scavenging Ooze, leave up Eat. Yes.
I mean,
or just like play Ronus.
Yeah, I think I start with a Grim Flare attack, right?
Is this for 4 or is this for...
I believe this should be for 4, right? There's Planeswalker now.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. Yakov's definitely at 13. Yakov has a Pyromancer. Oh, yeah, also Alex hasn't... No, Alex definitely saw the Dark Dwellers. He did Surgical him. Like, he doesn't know it's in his hand, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't in Yakov's hand at the time.
He drew it the next turn, that's sure. But he may have unknowingly made this play.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Legendary.
I mean, his other option was to play Liliana.
Sure. The Heretical Healer is not as big of an impact. Yakov here, honestly, I sort of just like play Tasigur.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. Whoop. Oh, or just play Dark Dwellers. So yeah, this is the thing though, is Yakov doing this? Like, Alex can just eat this in response, and he's going to.
Yeah.
So like now you just played a 4/4 for no value. I mean, Alex, I guess, like, making him leave up the green is like not irrelevant. He's pretty choked, but I don't really like that play, especially because you don't get a Pyromancer trigger.
Yeah, but I mean, Yakov, what other options did he have this turn?
Play Tasigur.
Yeah, okay, Tasigur seems like a fine play. One thing I noticed when we were going through Yakov's deck is that he just he had a full set of bolts, I believe.
Yeah.
But
and some number of fatal pushes.
Right.
That's a Ronus. Okay, so I actually don't think that this deck can kill a Ronus. I guess he can Lily minus on it, but like the board's big.
Right. Yeah. Yakov definitely had Liliana off the Veils.
He had at least one. I didn't see many.
Yeah. And he it is
okay.
a 4/4 menace.
It's a 4/4 menace. Like, congrats.
I mean.
Ronus is a good blocker, by the way.
Right. Especially when Grim Flare is a 4/4. Ronus is just a... Yeah.
Let's see here. So Yakov will play the Tasigur, exile a card. Notably, Tasigur doesn't block Ronus. Nothing blocks Ronus.
No, but the Young Pyromancer tokens will do some work.
The problem is that he doesn't have spells.
Yeah, and also Alex can just start giving his other things trample. That's
the other thing is Ronus. I mean, Jetpack Blues, any deck with a path can kill a Ronus. Alex's deck could probably kill a Ronus. Let's see. Ronus the Indomitable. There he is in all his snaky glory. Certainly the most playable of the gods.
Yeah, it's the cheapest. The activation of it is the easiest.
Yeah.
And I guess it really speaks to how unplayable the other ones are.
I think that
The other one that's like reasonable is the red one.
Yeah.
Because it has haste.
Right. So let's think about the gods. So green one is the best, then red, right?
Uh-huh.
Then
The blue one is borderline unplayable.
the blue one is unplayable. The black one is like
It's neat, but it requires a very specific show, and I don't know if one exists right now.
okay. So this is an attack with the Scavenging Ooze here, and the Ronus.
Uh-huh.
The Ooze attack is interesting because the Tasigur can just block it, right? Block it? Oh no, wait. He can.
There's at least
he's a
there's
creature
at
in
least
his
two
graveyard.
Grim Flayers.
Okay, never mind. So this is just a lot. Yeah. So maybe you block with the Tasigur and the Pyromancer? No, because the Ooze can't. Oh wait, I don't like this block at all. I think you should double block the Ooze.
I don't think there are 3 creatures though.
But he can only pump or he can eat.
Right. Well, pumping doesn't kill, and eating doesn't kill either.
Oh, you're right. This may have been a bad attack by Alex.
Yeah, I because like Alex can only make this 4 power, and that doesn't do anything.
I think he just realized he abyssed himself.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. I think a better attack would have been with the Grim Flayer.
Attack with the Flare because then you get then you can pump it into kill all your blockers range.
Right. Well, it still would have just traded with the Tasigur. So maybe just attack with the Ronus. Actually, yeah, I think that would have been a much better play. Just attack with the Ronus.
Sure. Yeah, because I mean, you're not. Yakov's just gonna like have to abyss himself to it. But
Yeah, he's gonna just have to throw Pyromancer tokens.
the problem.
in front
So
of it.
this is the problem with young Pyromancer is that Yakov doesn't have like a ton of spells to like chain. Like so in Legacy when you okay, I lied. In Legacy, when you play, like, you can, like, ponder into brainstorm sort of stuff.
And then you have dazes that are kind of free.
Yeah, dazes are pretty free. Also, Cabal Therapy is nuts.
Yes.
Ooh,
Cabal Therapy is just unfair with the Pyromancer in play.
he draws a bolt. Top, bottom. So, like, it looks like he can chump the Ronus for a while. I think if you're Yakov, though, you have to attack with the Tasigur, correct?
No, I like the attack with the Garmin Dark Dweller a lot
Trigger
more.
Pyromancer.
The Garmin Dark Dweller can't really be blocked without trading the Grim Flayer, because
But the Tasigur is, like, pretty, like, nigh unblockable, too,
there's
right?
another surgical.
2 main deck surgicals. My name is Alex Farley, and I am not afraid to lose to combo. Jeez,
What?
I don't think main deck surgical's right.
It's certainly not 2.
Sure, it is kind of fun, but yeah. So no, you definitely attack with Tasker here, right? You
Well-
have chumps for days. But I guess then you don't have the body to trade with a pumped Grim Flayer. I think.
But the Garmin Dark Dweller will still just trade with the Grim Flayer.
No, he'll pump it with the Ronus.
Yeah, it only gives it power.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, no fear whatsoever.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Why is the young Pyromancer being attacked? Oh,
He has a bolt.
Yeah, Yakov has a bolt.
This is this is the baitiest bait I've ever seen in my life.
The thing is, like, I mean, if Alex is at 14, I mean, I just eat the young Pyromancer.
Yeah, but then you lose the Flayer and your Ronus turns off.
I mean, the Ronus can. I mean, I guess you are pretty far away from.
You're not double pumping the birds soon. Your hand is surgical.
Yeah, I guess this tag is particularly good then.
Ooh, this is the most debated here. We're gonna.
I mean, Alex knew this was probably coming, right? Like, this is the only line that makes sense.
Yes, but why not just take the damage?
Because it just doesn't get better.
So he's down to 6, correct?
Yeah.
Now he's in real trouble.
Now he's in real trouble. Oh, okay. Well, Alex playing that land means it just loses. Oh, no. He has a Hissing Quagmire that can be animated.
He can also just. He can reanimate Lingering Souls. Or Flashback Lingering Souls.
Oh, right. There's Lingering Souls that he just never played.
I'm surprised that hasn't made a reappearance yet. Wait a minute. Oh, wait, yeah. Okay. Activate Tasker, flip the Geist Blast. Nice.
It's a Fork Bolt, a Sand Visions, an Inquisition.
A Bolt, a
Aloya.
PZ, and a Geist Blast. I feel like you give him the Geist Blast, right?
No, you give him Inquisition.
Oh, that's even... Yeah, and then you just lose your... You lose your surgical, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You
What am
use
I-
the surgical, right, in response, but, like,
But it doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't really do a whole lot.
What if that surgical were like a siege rhino or something? This is why you don't necessarily play surgical in your main deck. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Yakov has a bolt.
Oh, in hand?
Yeah. Oh, surgical the bolts.
Well,
wait,
they
he'll
just get
bolt
bolted in
yeah.
response.
Okay, but
Oh, he just lets
He's
that
gonna
resolve.
let it go.
I'm a little surprised to see
okay.
that.
Well, I don't think he wants to pay life, and he needs the mana for quite. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to the beatdown zone. So you're just dead here, right? You have to double block the Dark Dwellers.
You can't do that.
Well, you know, you're just super dead. Because you have to. The Dark Dwellers has menace.
Yes.
Your Uranus can't block.
Right.
So you have Quagmire and Birds. So you block the Tassiger, block an elemental, you take 6 and you die.
Yes.
Okay, so this game's over. I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Alex has no cards in hand.
Alright. Yeah, I'm super dubious about the surgicals.
Yeah, I'm,
Like, it was like, wait, it has menace!
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, yeah.
He did top deck a Siege Rhino, notably. That would have been pretty good. Okay, game is over, even with the somewhat illegal blocks being made there at the end. Well, yeah, I think I'm just gonna change this to just Grixis mid-range. Advent of the Worm is definitely coming in, by the way.
Yeah, I thought that was just main.
No, I think it might have been side. I think it was a sideboard card. There's no way you can main deck that.
It's just, it feels a little too cute. Like, I don't know if that's exactly what we want to be doing.
What, Advent?
Yeah.
I mean, so here's the thing, right, is Advent does outsize a lot of stuff in Yakov's deck. Advent, also TX Rage are better than main deck Surgical, for sure.
Yeah, but that's a relatively low bar I think we're crossing. I don't like the Surgicals at all. Especially in the main deck. They're just far too narrow. Ooh. Did you see the card Yakov just flashed us?
Is that an Abbot of Carol Keep?
No.
Oh, but I think it was an Abbot of Carol Keep.
It was Sark and Dragon Master. No, Dragon Speaker? It's the 5-mana Planeswalker that turns into 4/4 Dragon.
Yeah, it's Sark and Dragon Speaker, I believe. Oh, someone's already searched on this machine. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
This card. Man, I wanted this card to be good. You know what this card doesn't kill?
Siege Rhino?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Like, if it were -3 roast, or like -3 just like roast without the flying restriction, this card would have been nuts.
This card did see a reasonable amount of play early in the format. It's just as the format went on, to just better and better cards.
Also, you know what kills this card? Abzan Charm.
Yes.
This card is not useful when it gets Abzan Charmed.
But that's like half the format.
Right, so it's not useful.
Abzan Charm is just very good.
Abzan Charm, like, the most broken by far of the charms. It was like Abzan, then Jeskai, then Sultai, then Mardu, then Temur, probably. But like, Abzan Charm, it was like S tier, and then like Jeskai Charm was like low A tier. Abzan Charm's so good. It's unconditional. It's like, you know, conditional exile removal. It's instant speed draw cards. Or you can like blow out combat with like an enormous, like, put 2+1/+1 counters on different creatures. Yeah, this is the format that I like started playing Magic in, so I'm like a little bit. I have some bad memories of Abzan. I just wanted to play Jeskai tokens. Deck was sweet.
It sounds like you didn't play enough Abzan Charms.
No, I didn't play Abzan at all.
Well, I mean, that's where you went wrong.
Clearly.
You know what was great about Den Protector? Looping Den Protectors.
Sure.
Den Protector, Get Back Den Protector was a great play.
And just a value 3/2, right?
Yeah, that can't be blocked by things that are smaller than it.
That was the crazy part, is if you like pump the Den Protector, you have an Anafenza with your Den Protector, you Abzan Charm on your Den Protector. You can't chump it. I completely forgot I had that line of text until now. Now it's triggering memories.
Oh, yes.
I distinctly remember my opponent making a Den Protector that was bigger than an Ojutai I had one time. And I was like, oh, it's a 6/5 Den Protector. I'm going to, I can... Oh, I can't trade.
Yeah, what was it? A Johnny... Not Steadfast. Mentor of Heroes.
Just 4 counters on Den Protector?
3, I think.
It might be 4 cards, 3 counters. Yeah.
It's 4 cards.
As Patrick Chapin knows. Yeah, 3 counters. Okay.
3 counters, 4 cards. Yep.
That's legit. So it looks like Yakov on 7, Alex going to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you remember that whole kerfuffle from the Pro Tour with this card?
No.
This is what actually I think one of the things that led to the changes to the looking at extra cards rule, where Patrick Chapin plus this with the second mode didn't reveal, put it in his hand, and got game lost.
Really?
Yeah, this is I think what made that. It was like one of the things that sort of sparked that change. Is they realized that like
that's super feel bad.
You can't get game like they change it so like now you just super Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was like very reasonable. Also,
right.
We're in the game now.
Yeah. Yaka's gonna start for 7 visions. Alex, a very slow start here with tap over.
Yeah. Thank you to WTFA 54 for the follow as well. We appreciate that. So
I'm a little saddened by you not trying to pronounce that phonetically.
Hey, dude, no worries. I can try to pronounce copacetic again. Did it.
Hey, what's the shard that has green, white, and red?
I hate you. I say it. Is it Naya?
It is not.
It is Naya?
It is. Alright, what mana?
Tilting.
Like Fatal Push?
Dude, Fatal Push is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Wizards for printing that card. Bless.
Yeah, I mean, people were complaining that there weren't enough answers, right?
Fatal Push is great. Great answer.
How many Grim Flares does Alex have in this deck?
12, at least. He has like at least 6 Grim Flayers. He's gonna play them all right now. Just 6 turns in a row.
Oh man.
Ooh, the screen name is an Animorphs reference. I love Animorphs, and I don't remember what this reference is.
We're happy to have you guys have you join us here.
Yeah, alrighty. So Yakov gonna double fetch here.
The 3rd Grim Flare.
Dude, the 3rd Grim Flare is the deadliest.
Yeah, I mean, still tiny. I mean,
still just a 2/2, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that it's going up unless. No, I don't think we can do it with a surgical. We need another thing.
Yeah, he needs to somehow get a sorcery into the graveyard.
Yakov is redeciding that he wants Blood Crypt instead here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, yeah, WTF Animorphs 54. I agree. I was a very avid follower of Animorphs when I was younger, and the ending of that series was upsetting, to say the least. But, back in the game, draw step for Yakov, draws a Watery Grave, has an Anger the Gods. Yep, just going 1 for 1 here. That's exiled, by the way. It's exiled. Exile it. Yeah. Exile it.
It's just not going to matter, is it?
I don't know, Dan. Is it?
It's just so far to walk over there. It's so far.
It's literally like 50 feet. You're in charge.
Alright. We see Alex end the turn cracking a fetch. It's kind of interesting that he hasn't had anything to do with his mana. Typically, Grimflare is one of the lesser impact cards in this deck. So, if you had a Goyf or, a Planeswalker or Siege Rhino, likely would have done that on turn 4 instead. But yeah, we're gonna see Alex drawing another land. Now
we're on a lot of lands.
We have so much.
He has a Fatal Push as one of his cards. Rhino. Ooh.
Ooh, sword.
Ooh.
This is a throwback to cons.
Yes, it is. Card's pretty good. He makes a 2/2 flyer here.
Mm-hmm. This was one of the
things that Yakov can do if he has a land is Goblin Dark Dwellers, flashback, like Anger.
Yeah. So Sorin was actually one of the first cards that had this until your next turn effects.
Yeah. The plus is very good.
Right.
But this Dark Dwellers will target Fatal Push, push the flyer, and Dark Dwellers notably outside of even enabled Fatal Push range.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, but Lingering Souls, this can go for the wow. This is the combo right here, right? Lingering Souls
Flashback Lingering Souls plus it.
plus Sorin is insane. You just have 4 2/1 life linkers.
But all Yakov has to do, actually, now that I think about it, when Yakov got surgical,
Yeah.
you know what card we didn't see?
Huh.
Snapcaster Mage. I don't think I saw a single Snapcaster in Yakov's deck.
Oh my god, you're right.
Right?
So here's the thing, though, and this is why I don't like sort of holding things up. If Yakov has any spell to kill a token here, he gets to kill the token, eat the Sorin.
Yes. There's just no value in leaving the Lingering Souls in the graveyard.
Right. Yeah, WTFA54 in the chat, there's at least 2 rhinos.
Alright, Sam Ridges.
Okay, so he has a Pyromancer in hand, though, and I don't like doing this when you have a Pyromancer in hand. Because you should have just gotten the Pyromancer and made a token.
Yeah.
Like, this is a...
So Yakov might have been trying to draw to, like, K
Sure.
command or something.
Still play the Pyromancer first.
Oh, yeah, we still have the mana to do everything.
Yeah, we have the mana to do a lot of things. If he Inquisitions without playing the Pyromancer, I'm going to tilt.
Yeah. He's delving some number
He's
of
playing
cards.
Tasigur. Okay, now play the Pyromancer. So you could have a Pyromancer and 2 tokens instead of a Pyromancer and 1 token.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
not-
Yakov, Alex has been holding cards forever. I would probably let off on the Inquisition.
I would have played the Pyromancer. Oh, wait. No, you're right. You don't play the Pyromancer in case he gets Fatal Pushed. But now Alex can, play Lingering Souls from the graveyard, which I'm a little bit surprised he didn't
Excuse me,
before.
when I said lead off in the Inquisition, I just I really didn't what I said. I meant play the Pyromancer and then Inquisition.
Right.
To play around, bigger counter magic.
What?
Is that, what? That's a beast within.
In what universe are we living?
A beastly one.
I am beyond confused. This just gives your opponent a 3/3. In what sector of the galaxy is this an Abzan card?
I'm not sure I'm a fan of that card in this deck.
It's great in Living End.
It's great in Living End because that's just, it's almost like Vindicate in Living End.
Sure.
Alright, Alex gonna flashback the second half of Lingering Souls here.
Oh, that was a huge link. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow, what did you just do?
I tried to paste the link to the thinking emoji in the chat. Instead, the link is so long. I have regrets.
Oh.
So attack with 1 Lingering Souls, Alex up to 22. Still has enough to chump and whatnot for this. Okay, so Yakov though does have K command and Fatal Push, so you can mow down 2 of the Souls tokens.
And get the sword.
Yeah, and I think that's great. Yeah, he's gained a bunch of life, but you just got to do this. Plus, you can make him pitch his last card.
Mm-hmm. Well, you also have the Inquisition, which is going to be kind of a dead card going forward.
Yeah, so maybe just do that. Or, okay, we're Fatal Pushing a token. Feels bad, but not that bad.
Well, with the
Wait, why is the Pyromancer not on the battlefield?
Yakov just realizing he could have done that earlier, but
Oh, I think Alex's last card actually might be Fatal Push, and him tapping out here is actually super bad.
It is
Oh,
a
it's Fatal Push. Pyromancer, trigger.
looks like we forgot the trigger.
Hey? No, we didn't forget the trigger. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So ideally, Yakov should be setting the beast token at Alex, and
I think you might have sent them both at Soren.
no, it looks like they're adjusting life totals.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Okay, so yeah, so we'll put to Neo. He's gonna block, go to 24.
Okay.
He's got 1 Lingering Souls token left. He's trying to show it. Yeah, 24, I think, is 20, the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate the slightly janky dice show there. Okay.
No. That's
Look,
excellent.
we need the information. Draw step. Ooh.
Is that Inquisition?
Yeah.
Not the greatest of draws. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, Yakov looking well ahead here.
Just a little bit. Did you draw Collective Brutality? Is that a thing that you just drew? I don't know. Whatever it is.
It can't be Collective Brutality,
Yeah, he would have
right?
killed something with it, yeah.
Did he just kill it and make a
Okay,
new...
so this is going to be hit for 7.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to 17 for Alex. So Alex needs, like, Damnation, right?
Yes.
Oh, I think he might have drawn another Tasker, actually. So I saw a black card. and that's
Yeah,
why.
well, I mean, he's delving cards, right?
It's Tasker. So this is a lot of power on board. Looking at
Birds of Paradise, not what we really want to see here.
looking at a comfortable 14 power on board. Activate Tasker.
I gotta give you back the relic, right?
Yeah, of course. We'll polish off the graveyard if any delirium shenanigans keep happening.
That's a young Pyromancer.
I mean, no spells, but that's fine. Here will be a relic. And here is an attack for many. Block the Tassiger.
Take 9.
Yep. Go to 8.
Yeah, actually, I really don't like playing the second Pyromancer because if Alex top deck the Damnation, we're just like in super rough shape.
That is gonna do it though. Yakov Kalimaro in 2 games on some Grixis mid-range thing is gonna do it. Yep, defeating Abzan cards, including double main deck. Including double main deck surgical. We'll throw it back up to the booth here. So this stream is sponsored by MTGCardMarket. If you're in the Chicago area, we'd love for you to come out and play. There are events basically every single day of the week. Mm-hmm. The next big event that Card Market is going to be doing is Vegas.
Yeah, MTGCardMarket would be be vending for the entirety of GP Vegas, starting I believe on Wednesday. Yeah. So even on the the non-GP day, if you're attending, stop by, say hello, buy some cards, sell some cards. Should be a great time. But yeah, we really appreciate you guys joining us for the evening. We really appreciate the opportunity to do this. It's a lot of fun.
This is good times. We definitely appreciate you guys watching. But yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. We're gonna sign off. Probably go home, get some sleep. I have to take final exams soon, anyways. It's terrible. So
thank you everyone once again for joining us tonight. And with that, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. See you guys.